Oh yeah, we winding it up tonight. What up, brothers? We can go live here. We're live right now. Getting started a little bit earlier. I was just trying to check out my music, man. I was trying to see if I had some good background music going up in here. Hopefully it come out. So what's up? It's BSP tonight, and we are talking about do high value men pay? I want to give a salute out to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, who brought this out fruition to let where everybody knew what was going on with this high value male, because he coined the phrase, even though he doesn't say it, but he popularized the phrase, if you will, high value men. We had a conversation the other night, or yesterday actually, on the Manosphere chat. Thanks to my brother Theo for setting that up, everybody, and bringing all the brothers in the training. I want to give a special shout out to these brothers. I went back and forth on the chats, man. We had some brothers up there with some opinions. So, I want to get out there and let everybody know what the real deal really is, because I place myself in a position where I bring a lot of knowledge to the game, and I try to spread this knowledge around to the brothers. So here's a toast on this glass of Malbec I'm drinking to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, to all the brothers out there. Give a special shout out to my brothers, the crew. They know who they be. All right, let's get this started. I'm gonna go ahead and put the invite in here, because we're gonna open this panel up right away. We ain't being around, man. We open the panel up. So we can copy and drop this into the comments section here. The brothers can have at it. Now, tonight's panel, I know for sure that DT will be up in there, and DC, brothers on the crew will definitely be on the panel. So if you happen to get on the panel before these brothers do, I may have to time you out for a little bit, or just kind of move you off the panel until to make sure we got room for these brothers coming on. But see, brothers, here's the thing tonight. We're talking about, do high value men pay? Now, I'm going to go off of what was going on last night with the chat back and forth in the Manosphere. I know we had a few brothers up there who didn't necessarily agree with what they call paying for sex. And I want to say this first and foremost, brothers. We are not up here to demean women in no way, shape, or form. We understand where we stand in the West with females. But this is talking about females all over the world. And even in the West, so nobody's going to be excluded from this. But like I said before, we are not up here to demean any women whatsoever. This is not the kind of platform that we have up here. I know there's some platforms out there that are saying things, but that's not what we're about here at BSP. So I just want to nip this in the ass right now, because that's not what we're about. But what we are about is telling the truth and speaking the truth and educating the brothers on what the realities are in life, based on our experiences that we're bringing to the table here. So here's what I'm getting at, guys. You see, first of all, I want to touch base on this one thing: the difference between prostitution and sex worker. All right. Now, there's a big difference. And the big difference is prostitution is illegal in most parts. In fact, if anything, it's illegal all over the United States. I know that for sure. Prostitution is illegal. Now, they do have areas in the United States, Nevada, where women can, sell their bodies. But keep in mind, that's a different type of situation. It's been legalized to the point to where, and I've seen this in other countries too, because I've been around the world. I lived in Japan twice. I've seen this in Korea, the Philippines, things of that nature. The thing is this, guys: a sex worker, of course, is going to be different from a prostitute, and then you have the escort girl, okay, who provides escort services. Now, I want to touch base. I'm just going to focus tonight. Now that I done got that out the way with the prostitution and all this other stuff, I want to focus tonight. We are going to focus tonight on the escort lady. Okay, because a lot of brothers on the stream were like, "Well, I'm not going to pay no 40,000, whatever money is for that." Okay, that's fine. That's up to you. That's you. That's in your wheelhouse. Whatever you want to do, you go ahead. I got nothing but love for the brothers. I don't. If somebody said that agree to disagree, I'm not really. It wasn't a degree of disagree to me. It was just basically, you know, voicing my opinion on what I think about escort services when you are a high value male. Now, because it came to my attention, because what I don't understand is how can brothers get up there and make all this money, and we live in the West. We don't like the West because we don't like the way we're being treated, which is apparent. There was a recent CNN video out talking about how um, young men are not, you know, engaging in relationships much anymore in the United States. Johnny Walker is saying, can you compare and contrast SBs versus escorts for for HVM? And Johnny, can you elaborate on SB? Can you give me what do you mean by SBs? I just threw a blank on that. Can you can you elaborate on that SB, please, for me? I know what you mean by HVM, but what about the SB thing? And then we'll go on that. So anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So it came to my attention that, you know, in our Manosphere group that we had, which is a beautiful group that was set up by Brother Theo, brothers are going to be making quite a bit of money once they get certified. Okay, thank you, Johnny. Thank you for the sugar baby. I am going to get back to that. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. Johnny, I'm going to show his question. He was asking, can you compare and contrast SBs, which are basically sugar babies, versus escorts for high value male? Okay, I'm going to leave this question up here, Johnny, because I'm going to answer this, but I'm going to go ahead and finish what I was saying so I can stay on track here, brother. So here's what I'm getting at. So let me get back to this. So I seen the Manosphere chats. I kept getting these notifications on my phone. I kept, oh wow, it was blowing up. Brothers were going back and forth discussing things about like different women, dating ties, Filipinos compared to Japanese and things of that nature. And I know that we had you know, a couple people up in there. I'm not gonna mention everybody's name up there. People, brothers that was on the stream on the chat know who they are. But what got me, first of all, was that yes, the brothers are Theo is definitely leading the brothers in the right direction to make some serious income, to build some serious wealth. This is definitely the case may be. What's up, brother? Definitely the case may be. So the thing is this: once you get to that point, like Theo, because Theo's making quite a bit of coin, and you're in, say, he lives in Texas, in Austin, Texas area, and let's say that you're in the United States, but you know you're not going to marry or settle down with a woman in the United States, obviously, in the West, may it be a Britain, be it the US, right? So I noticed this because, you know, I know what's going on with that. I know that Theo is making quite a bit of money and he's leading other brothers in that direction. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I myself am a high value male. I know DT, DC, brothers that's on the crew. There's some high value males. I know we got Sean Davis up there in Vancouver, high value male, and we also have Josh Epps, high value males that we regularly discuss these things with. Now, so I want to give a special shout out to the brothers. So here's what I'm saying. So when I see people put pictures up on these different threads and stuff like that, like I noticed yesterday on the Manosphere or on my council or whatever, I may put pictures up myself. What I'm trying to say is this: I don't see brothers with these women on their arms. I just see these women by themselves, coming off the internet. I don't know where they seen this, they seen that. But what I was trying to get at is I need to see brothers with them, especially brothers who are making a lot of funds. Because look, when you make a lot of money, I'm not saying go out and spend $40,000 on escort service. Think prices, these kind of services come in different price ranges. The only reason why the 40,000 came out of up because Derek and DT had pulled something up off the Cannes Film Festival, and that is the going rate right now for an evening with an escort lady is $40,000. If you come to the Cannes Film Festival and you are a multimillionaire, $40,000 is nothing to you. Now, I had guys on the Manosphere say, well, I'm not going to drop waste no 40 G's on a woman. I'm going to, what about getting a girlfriend and all this other thing? Let me tell you what that $40,000 does, brothers. That $40,000 says, look, I'm going to sleep with you. I'm going to hang out with you. I'm going to do whatever I damn well please with you. And you're going to look nice and you're going to get ready for me before you meet me. We're going to make arrangements, and you're going to protect my you're going to keep this discreet. You're going to protect my identity, and you're not going to go out there and get back to my wife or my girlfriend or whoever the case may be, or my coworkers, wherever, my business compatriots, or whatever, and say that you slept with me. This $40,000 says, I don't give a shit who you are. I'm going to provide you a service, and you're going to be satisfied with me, very happy with the service that she provides, and you're going to leave and have a good time. That's what that means. See, a lot of guys don't really believe in that. They don't think that you should be paying for it. You got brothers out there thinking that they're just going to go all over the world and just happen to fall into somebody's arms just because they're a brother. Well, that's all said, and that's good. Yeah, I mean, it is definitely feasible in many countries around the world. But brothers, it takes time to meet these kind of women. Yeah, you can go to Thailand and you can walk down Pattaya and you can see like the women right there and say, "Oh, yeah, there you go," and then bam, you drop a 20 and you're into something, right? Yeah, you into something. If you don't use any protection, you may be into AIDS, you may be into herpes, you may be into whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You are not getting the top product when you're in, say, a Thailand or the Philippines, and you're only paying that kind of money. You're not getting the top product. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. As fine as they look, as fine as they can be, you're not getting the top product. What I'm here to tell you, and I can't wait for DT to get up here because I know DT has had some experience with this. What I'm here to tell you is that these escort females will blow your mind away. Okay? They will blow you away. They are professionals. These are the kind of women you can take on your arm to a major function and they can articulate a conversation. They can have a conversation with an oil magnate, or they can have a conversation with a housewife, or they can have a conversation with a street thug. They can articulate things. They're very intelligent. They're highly intelligent. They know the market. So give you an example. Let's say that you are working for a big firm like Morgan Stanley and you have your client base, okay? And you have a function where you're going to be meeting potential clients. And these are multi-millionaires, billionaires there that you need to invest in what you are trying to get them to invest in, right? You're not going to show up at this function with a female that does not know how to talk or that doesn't know anything about these companies. The way these escort services work are beyond belief. What you do is you make your arrangements with an escort service and you say, I am such and such and so and so. My clientele is this is what I am, this is the industry I'm in, and I need a particular 5'3" Ukrainian female about 98 pounds. And I need her to spend the weekend with me. And, use the price with maybe in New York and maybe 20,000 and maybe 15,000, depends on the situation. But this woman will show up at your hotel and she will be clean head to toe, not a hair where it doesn't need to be on her body. And these women, brothers, I'm telling you, these women don't turn their heads, they nod their heads. Okay? They don't turn, they nod. Okay? So everything out of your mouth to them, every request you have to them is a nod. It is not a no. And let me give you an example of how world class this is. So you've seen the movie Memoirs of a Geisha, and I know that some people falsely believe that Japanese geishas are prostitutes or whatever the case may be. That is so far from the truth. A geisha, because it ain't no Japanese geisha, there's only geisha in Japan. A geisha is a woman who entertains clients. So like I said, if I am and I have a group of clientele and I'm working at Morgan Stanley or I even have my own business and I want to bring my clientele, I want to impress my clientele, I will take my clientele, I will pay everything for them to a geisha show. Okay? Now, that geisha belongs to a geisha house. So what that means is this: any of my clients could be interested in going further beyond with the geisha girl, but it does not happen that evening. It won't even happen the next month. They have to make these various arrangements to the point to where they are paying for all her goods and services, meaning her manicures, pedicures, hair, her kimonos that she needs to rent or buy or whatever, her food, everything. That you are basically taking over her expenses away from the house. Therefore, the house will allow you to use her as a concubine, or whatever you want to call her. And keep in mind, remember now, this is not prostitution. Prostitution is literally you paying for something, you expecting to get that right there and there. Okay. Escort services, and like I said, the geisha is not an escort service. That is a different type of thing, but I just brought that up because it is going to tie back into what I'm talking about on the escort service here. So, escort service is this: you meet up with a female, you make arrangements. The female shows up at wherever place you wanted to show up at, right? Now, the reason why it is not illegal is because it is up to you to consenting assaults after funds are incurred or whatever the case may be. Funds are exchanged, whatever, through either a wire or through a bank account or whatever the case may be. It is up to two consenting adults to perform sex. Okay? So that escort person's primary task is not to perform sex. They are primarily giving you their time. Okay? So I need you guys to understand this. They're giving you their time. Okay? So you may come into a situation where you run into an escort lady and she shows up at your room and you want to commit sodomy or whatever, however you want to call it, basically go velvet or whatever you want to say to keep it clean. And she's not okay with that because they don't always have to be okay with that. Then guess what happens? You get a full refund back. The lady goes on to another client. This is a clean business. And trust me, she will make you feel as comfortable as you can. Like I said, she will nod her head. Just like in Japan. And trust me, I know Japan. I speak Japanese fluent. I lived in Japan over 11 years. And I know the Japanese culture like the back of my hand. What you're going to notice about Japanese or this, especially with the ladies, when you ask them something, they will not tell you no. They don't like to use the word no in Japan. They will say yes, but. So give you an example. If you ask a female, hey, let's go to dinner. We're going to go to dinner tomorrow night, right? She will say, yes, I like to go, but I have to work tomorrow night. That's how these escort ladies work. They are very professional. If you want to see even a taste of it, an inkling of it, if you look at the movie Any Given Sunday, and you'll see, or Pretty Woman for that matter. But Any Given Sunday, I think was more realistic, where the lady was in there and she's like, Tony, oh, yeah, I have some other clients. And you know how fine that little girl was. And she looked like she wasn't a day over 19 or 20. Maybe she was 21. But, at any rate, she was out with a 60-year-old football coach. And here she is like a 19, 20-year-old girl. And she requires payments for her services. And but you've seen how she was in that movie, but it goes beyond that with these escort women, beyond that. So now that I've explained that a little bit, I want to get back to the question before I continue on to this, because this is going to be a good stream tonight. Good conversation we're going to have. I'm not trying to sway you, brothers. I'm not trying to get brothers to change it and say, okay, I guess it is okay to pay for it. Don't look at it as paying for ass, if you will. Look at it. I'm going to have you look at it in a totally different way after you listen to the stream tonight, brothers. I'm taking another swig of this Malbec for a minute. So here's what I'm saying. So, okay, Johnny Walker had this question. He says, can you compare and contrast SBs, which basically sugar babies, versus escorts for HPM? Yes, I can. Okay, because somebody had mentioned this in the manosphere. They said, you talking about sugar daddy, which I never mentioned, and I want to put this out there on record, if you will, whatever the hell you want to do. I never mentioned sugar daddy. All right, and brothers, you know me. I'm BSP. I'm gonna tell you straight up what's going on. I'm not gonna pull no punches. You know I don't blow no smoke on nobody's ass. I'm gonna always tell you brothers the truth because I love my brothers. I just want my brothers to know what's going on. All right. So what's up, Mr. What's up, homeboy? What up, homie? Philly? What up, baby? It's my homeboy, Mr. International. So here's what I'm telling you. So I never mentioned the word sugar daddy because we're not talking about sugar daddies here. Now, a sugar baby, what that is a woman who is getting her goods and services provided, paid for by a man that can have sex with her anytime he feels like having sex or spend time with her anytime he wants to. Okay, and that is not illegal. That is basically just an arrangement to where the man will put her up in an apartment or a condo or a house or whatever it is she want to do. And keep in mind, these SBs can also be married women, or they can be like, like single moms, whatever the case may be, because some of them may find a role in that, which is obviously not what you would do if you were going in that direction. But some men find that attractive. So, okay. Some men like looking at stretch marks. I don't know. So, anyway, what I'm trying to say is this is that is what it is. That is not an escort person. An escort person is an escort lady is a, I would more like to say, an occurrence. Okay, you're not paying for her goods and services to take care of her body. You don't care what she spent to get her hair done that day. You're not concerned with how much she paid for her pedicure. You're not concerned about what she paid for her manicure. You don't care what kind of meal she eat. You're not paying for her gym membership. You could care less what she does on her own. All you care about is that she is going to take care of your needs. Now, let me give you an example. And I know you haven't paid for it yet, Mr. International. Let me give you an example. So let's say, you got these people, these brothers running around the world. They got, you see videos. They end up in the beach. And they got the booty all over the place. And then they're hanging out with these girls. That's all well and good. But I want to stress this. Brothers, I'm not telling brothers to go around the world and go on these sex tours. That's not what I'm saying here. Because that's not what it's about. These women have value. Okay, women have value. They're not just a bunch of sex toys to be going around there and sleeping with them and doing whatever you want to do with them. That is between you and the female that you happen to come across. So I'm not going to say that like Brazilians are easy and Japanese and all this other stuff, because that is so far from the truth. Okay, I'm getting, and I hate to say this, and I'm not trying to make anybody feel uncomfortable with the statement, but you brothers know BSP. I don't blow no smoke, and you could be sitting across from my table, and I could be looking in your face. I'm going to talk to you the same way I'm talking to you now, and I talk the same way you across my face. You know me, I'm from Philly. I got no fear for nobody. You know that. Mr. International know what's up. All right? My boys, the crew know what's up. Okay? I am in no way, shape, or here to disrespect any man. And I'm damn sure not going to disrespect the brother out here. But what I am going to say is this. What irks me is seeing brothers hearing about shit and seeing the picture, but they don't experience it. And then they all of a sudden come across with an opinion about something. Brothers need to get away from that. Okay? You need to get away from forming an opinion about something that you yourself, be it whether you engaged in it or not. If you've never been to the country, if you can't speak the language, then you really can't say too much about it. Like I can't say shit about Colombia, right? Because I've never been to Colombia. I only speak a little bit of Spanish. That doesn't qualify me to understand the Spanish language. Okay. I've been to Mexico. Yeah. But do I speak Spanish much? No. Okay. So I am not a qualified individual to get up here and say, oh, everybody in Colombia do this and everybody in Colombia do that. But here's what, were I a single high value male making well over $500,000 a year would do if I was interested in a female from Colombia, is I would make an arrangement to partake in an experience with a few escort women. And I would also do, because they got these services, brothers, trust me. I would also do a service to where I can see what it's like to live with a Colombian woman for, say, 2 or 3 days at an arranged number. Basically, what I'm saying is I get off the plane at Bogota, Cartagena, wherever I'm going to go, and I meet up with my, I literally rent a car, and the girl is there, and I drive her to her home, or I'll even make another setting where I'll rent a condominium, and then I'll have her there to where she would buy all the groceries and everything like that. I would give her the funds because, like I said, this is the whole experience. I give her the funds to go out and buy me groceries and whatnot. I basically want to see how this woman will behave if she were married to me, is what I'm saying. See, brothers, you can do this in any country you feel like it when you become a high value male. That's what they do. They will sample. A high value male looks at an escort lady or looks at engaging in these type of endeavors like they are looking for a fine meal, like a fine steak. Now, let me say this one more time here, because I know there may be some people up here who's misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that a woman is like a steak. All I'm saying is that a high value male that a multimillionaire man who can go out and do this types of activities, they look at human beings, not just females. They look at human beings as being a good experience. The human being is like a fine steak, is what I'm saying. So when you are a high value male and you're making quite a bit of coinage, then you don't necessarily need to be limited. Now I know that a lot of brothers are on like our Manosphere channel, and a lot of brothers are building their wealth and coming up and things of that nature, because there was a question that came up that said, well, what's the difference between that and the girlfriend? Now, let me tell you all about the girlfriend thing. We've all had girlfriends. My wife was my girlfriend, and she became my fiance. Then we got married. We went through our stages. But that was not always the way that marriages got started back in the day. And it still doesn't have to be that way. It still can be like it was back in the day. But we have come to Hollywoodify our encounters with these women that we end up marrying. Okay? And what I mean by this, so if you are a high value male and you're trying to build your foundation, because I honestly believe that every man should build his foundation first before he actually choose a mate. Okay? So and I see the questions all in the comments up here. I'm gonna go back up and down and get back to these guys. I see NT and my homeboy Mr. International. I see everybody up there putting the comments. So I'm gonna go back up there and go through those when I get done running my mouth. But here's what I'm trying to say to stay on track is that, okay, so a lot of times what happens is when the brother said, well, why not a girlfriend? Why not a girlfriend? Because I don't need, or not me, but a man doesn't need drama interfering with his mission. Now, regardless of how sweet your girl is, she could be the sweetest, finest, plump bootiest girl you ever like, or whatever, or most intelligent, because women are not just valued just by the bodies. We know the bodies are the attracting source, but there's got to be more than the body. You know, I'm not the man to trust the big butt and the smile. That doesn't mean nothing to me. I need to know what is their substance. Okay. But you're wasting a lot of your valuable time learning about a female. So in essence, a lot of men in their 20s and 30s and 40s, as we're coming up, we want to engage in sex, of course, because we're men. Women are the same way, but I'm talking about men here. So, but what normally happens is you're with a girlfriend and it's 5% sex, 95% bullshit. That's literally what it is. Now, the bullshit could be good bullshit, bad bullshit, indifferent bullshit, but it's bullshit if you're thinking in perspective of really just needing to sow your oats until you get to where you need to get and to build your wealth and your foundation is what I'm saying. Basically, what I mean is we have our needs, but those needs are not necessarily needed on a daily basis, because we get to the point in our career building or our wealth building where we really have to go do this and do that. We get to a point where we turn our head 3 or 4 months is going by because we've been chasing that wealth. So we don't have time to sit up there and worry about a female that says, well, you haven't spent time with me. I don't want to be out with you now because, you don't look at me the way you used to look at me and all this other stuff. It's because you are a man and you are trying to find your purpose. So if you are sitting in the West and you're making 500 plus, 300 plus, 100 plus, whatever the case may be, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you requiring escort services when you feel the need. Either you may not feel the need for sex. You may just feel the need for companionship. You just may feel the need to go to a club or a bar or a restaurant with a dime piece on your arm, smelling good with $3,000 perfume on. Brothers, I'm here to tell you, you could get off a plane in Brussels, and if you've made the right arrangements, you will have the experience that you've never even imagined with a woman there. And then you will get back on the plane fully satisfied, like you indulged in the best chocolate and the best steak in your damn life. And that is what I'm getting at. Life, brothers, life for a high value man should be to the point where it is unlimited freedom, unlimited abilities, unlimited happiness. Because you, being a high value man, you worked hard to get yourself to the point where you're at. The problem that I see with our brothers is that they know how to chase the money, the wealth, they learn, but then when they get the wealth, they don't know what to do with the wealth. And that is why I wanted to put the stream out here tonight, because a lot of brothers don't know what to do with that money. They don't know what to do. They think that, oh, I'm going to invest everything I got and I'm going to do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. But in the meantime, you're getting older. You've built this foundation. You're not having any fun whatsoever. When are you going to have that fun that you so desire? There is nothing wrong with it, brothers. I know there's people out there like, oh man, you must be out of your mind. I ain't paying for that, man. Shit, I can get that for free. Yeah, you can get it for free. You sure can. But guess what? It's not gonna be the experience that you're gonna be cheating yourself out of an experience. Let's put it that way. You'll be cheating yourself out of an experience. And I'm gonna bring Jay Takashi up here in a minute, because that's my man right there too, man. Brother Jay. I got nothing but love for this brother. But I'm gonna just talk for a few more minutes. But and then I'm gonna go over these questions. I'm gonna talk for a few more minutes. I'm gonna go over these questions here, make sure I'm caught up with that, and then I'm gonna start bringing people on the panel. But basically, brothers, all I'm trying to say is this: we know we are not valued in the West. We get that, but that does not mean that we cannot partake in escort services in the West. That does not mean that we cannot sample different things. And I'm not even calling this sampling, because you can sample all you want in the West. You're not going to marry a Western woman because you know how they are. And I know we may get some Western females up here. If you're different, good for you. But the latest surveys say that a lot of young men in particular, compared to young women, are undersexed, underdated, and underpaid, of course. And that's the big issue, is that they're underpaid, so they can't get the sex they want, the love they want, the relationships they want. They can't even get in the direction of doing that. But for the men out there that have become high value males, why limit yourself? Do high value males pay? Yes, they do. That is the answer to your question. Yes, high value men pay. You've seen the Kevin Samuels stream on it. Yes, high value males do pay. Donald Trump paid. George Clooney paid. LeBron James paid. Michael Jordan paid. Derek Jeter paid. These brothers went out there. Now, they may come up and say, oh, no, we don't. But hey, I don't know. Maybe LeBron hasn't. I'm just mentioning these names because these are multimillionaires. Michael Jordan is a billionaire. And so they have their moments as well. Now, another thing I want to bring up here too, to you brothers, is, and I put this on the manosphere, no woman in this world, not one woman, no one female can satisfy your needs all the time. So you may get me, I got the perfect mate, but my mate doesn't always give me what I want all the time, because that's just the law of the nature. It just doesn't work that way. But if I am a high value, if I'm making some serious coin, like for high value men who want to partake in those type of endeavors, they will go out and they will get what they want. For example, if you're living with a woman and she's a 45-year-old female or 40-year-old female that you've been married to or you with, I'm not trying to say go out and mess on your wives here. I know people are going to be up there, but high value men, that is your choice. I am not going to go judge anybody here, if you will. But if you're married to somebody or you're going out with somebody like that, and you have a desire to walk around with a 21-year-old dime from Ukraine or Bulgaria or like the girl up on the thumbnail I put up from Morocco or Kazakhstan or wherever you want, the world is a smorgasbord. The world is a smorgasbord. So you should be able to sample or be able to indulge in any endeavor that you yourself choose to indulge yourself in, with no pun or guilt intended. You are living in a society that places guilt on sex. You are living in the West where they overanalyze sex, they over discuss it, they overrate it. That is what this society is about. You are living in a Western religious society, and that is why they treat it the way they treat it. You can be in the West and you can be like, oh my God, man, what happened, man? Oh man, I got another piece of butt, man. I messed up, man. What you mean you messed up? In China, you say the same thing to somebody else, or Japan to another man. Oh yeah, man, I went out and did this. Oh really? All right. Hey, so what do you want to drink today, man? What are you gonna eat tonight? That's the way that subject goes. They're not gonna sit up there and indulge on the fact that you put your nose up there or you slept with another female. To them, that's part of human nature. That's part of being a man. So they're not going to sit up there and judge you and say, oh, man, why'd you do it? Oh, no, you messed up. Oh, here we go. They're not going to say that because they have not grown up in the West like most of us on this platform have. They're not going to say that. I've been around the world. I've lived in countries where I've seen men with 4 wives and 8 kids, and it was nothing to them. It was nothing. It was like a second thing. It was like drinking water. I've been lived in countries where people have all kind of things going on, and it's like you see them. You'll see the same guy walking down the street with a different person and with a different female, and he'll come up to you and look you straight in the face and say, "Hey, what's going on, man? I'm gonna take my kids out this weekend. My wife and I are gonna go here and there and that." And that's the end of the subject, and they just keep going. This is a man's world, brothers. Period. Regardless of what the women want to say here in the West, this is a man's world, bar none. Women know that. Just like that remember that memoir of a geisha. I told you, you got to refer back to that. Like she was teaching her how to get the men to look at you a certain way, how to get them to look at you, how to get them to pay attention to you. Every female that is a feminine female around the world does that for men. The only place that's dwindling and don't do it much at all are women here in the West. That's why the survey says a lot of men aren't dating anymore. That's what it is. That's what's up. Because women here think that all they got to do is put on the dress and show cleavage, and that's it. They good. Well, brothers, I'm here to tell you, you show cleavage, you get cleavage back. And not necessarily in the good way. They think they can just be like, oh, take a quick shower and just throw on a tight dress with boobs popping out and booty popping out and put some lipstick. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. I'm not saying they're all pigs, but I'm just saying that that's what you might as well be doing, putting lipstick on the pig. And then they walking around and they acting like they pretty and they open their mouth and then next you know you like, oh my goodness, what happened? Who am I talking to here? And then they take the sweater off and you see 15 tattoos. You're like, oh my goodness, what did she do to her skin? She messed her skin up. And then she turns a certain way and you realize that she's not 140. I mean, she's not that 120 you thought she was. She's actually 140. And then, I know people will get up here and say, well, you knocking women for the way you're knocking them for that. No. What I am educating people on is how high value men look at life. We don't have to settle for anything that we don't want to settle for. Nothing. That is why you work hard to get what it is that you choose to get. So with that said, I'm going to go and look at these comments here and see if I can make sure that I'm caught up with the comments that were put in. I did answer Johnny Walker's question. He said, can you compare and contrast sugar babies versus escorts for high-value male? I covered that. He said also to let me put this up here. So also to note, other communities don't get bent out of shape about tricking and such. That's true. That is so true. They really don't. I mentioned that. Yep. Thank you, NT. I'm currently doing my final year, doing a degree in computing and information systems. Any advice for career path? Well, this is. I'd like to give you some advice on career path, but this is not about career paths tonight. This is about high value men. Do high value men pay for escort services? Okay. Next one. So then Johnny Walker put up here. He put, I got the sense only black men push back on other black men, prioritizing the amount of time they spend on women. Waste time for the high value male, which is true. Thank you, Johnny Walker, for that comment. And I know that Mr. International said that man, these women are selling these services in various ways over Eastern BSP. How should I go about it? Okay, Mr. International, you're in the process of building your wealth and your foundation. I wouldn't worry about them right now. You're building your wealth and foundation until you feel like you've obtained enough wealth to where you can pay for any services that these women are offering without having anybody mess up your image. Okay. All right. So NT said he was talking about the device. I told him about that. Escort. He said escort doesn't equal a normal woman. A woman who exchanges emotion for money is toast. I wouldn't go there on that one, NT. I'm not the female doing the services. All I know is that these women, these escort women, are very professional and they're good at what they do. And this world is full of every occupation known to man. So that's what I'm going to put that out there. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna bring in. Oh wait, NT also said that one quality woman is far better than multiple escorts. Um, that may be that is maybe true, NT, but it depends on where you're at in your life. Remember, we're talking about high value males here building up their wealth, and then when they get to that wealth, it is their choice whether they want to partake in escorts or not, whether they have a one quality woman or not. That's what it is. I think that NT, and if I can touch base on this, because I'm glad you said what you said, and I want to nip this in the ass right now, where you say one quality woman is far better than multiple escorts. And to keep in mind, I'm not saying that you're gonna be doing this escort thing forever. All I'm saying is that when you become a high value male, you are going to partake in these escort services one way or the other. You're going to partake in those. I mean, eventually you will partake in those. I get guys up here, they've been preaching the one woman one quality woman thing. I get that. But I also told you that one woman is not going to always satisfy your needs. And as a man, you should always be seeking the best quality of life that you can possibly seek for yourself. You should be as selfish as you can possibly be for yourself while you're taking care of your family or any responsibility that you have. You deserve to be selfish. The West wants you to believe that you shouldn't be that way. But you need to understand that as a man, it is your life and you only got one life on this rock. You have to live out your means as the best way that you feel like you can. To each his own. Okay. So next thing we got going on. So my homeboy said, "What's a good hobby that high value men do if you have to recommend one?" Uh, at this point in time, I'm not sure about those hobbies. Like I said, I'm just talking about do men pay for these escort women? I'm just basically honing myself on the high value man and why they choose and why you should choose, or not why you should choose, but why they choose to go out with escort women. Okay, with that said, I'm gonna add my man Jay Takashi to the stream. What's up? Jay Takashi, welcome, brother. It is so good.
Konnichiwa, Kyodai.
What's up? Konnichiwa, brother. What's going on?
Um, it's going good. I just got back from the gym. I just got done eating some chicken Alfredo just now. Yeah, I needed it. Trust me, I was hungry all day. Got a chance to come in to hear like the first 20 to 25 minutes of what you were saying. And the question is, because I think Kevin Samuels even touched up on this about it, like, it's 50-50. Either high, and some men believe that and don't believe in paying, which I understand. I understand that because that's kind of more my mindset, where it's like, think about it, brother. It's supposed to be free. It's supposed to cost you a goddamn thing. But
Yes.
but on the other hand, if you're a rich man and hate to say, I don't want to use the term struggling, but if you can't get, I would say, like a good broad, or in this case like a wonderful lady in this case, then you might want to use some of your exchange in order to get an escort. And I probably a top escort too, to be honest. I've often thought, see, the crazy thing is about this. Once I've always thought about, if I attain wealth, would I go willy-nilly crazy? I don't think I would. Maybe like one or two, like ladies, I just probably would do, and then after that, I'd probably just go on to look for my wife after that point. And the reason why is because I'll say this: as a man, you are a hunter. You hunt, and you're looking for the best type. You're looking for the best woman to carry your children, in regards. But at the same time, You have a lot of pent up rage. Oh, I say
Yes.
pent up rage. You have a lot of pent up sexual frustration, and you need to relieve that on someone more often than not. And of course, and if it's gonna be, and if it's not, if you're not interested in marriage at the time, then it might as well be with a girl out there. Now, technically, I don't advocate for that, but if you're paying for it, then that's a bit different. Then
Yeah.
I see no problem with that. But yeah, I do agree with you, brother. I think it's a matter of the mentality you get once you finally have it, and also this is. I know you said something you deserve. I do agree. Once you've worked your ass off for it, then by all means, go have fun. Because I can't even debate that. Because I actually agree. Have fun. And don't be stupid, but be smart and enjoy the pleasure you get. Is what I would say.
Yeah,
Because if it was me, I'm gonna let the pleasure take over. I'm gonna be dead ass.
because because Jay, I remember, brother, you was telling me on the few streams I did. I think a stream I did last month. Yeah, January because it's almost March.
Yeah.
And you had said that you would take a few years to get yourself set up with the woman of your dreams, right?
Yes,
So that's what I'm
I
saying,
said I would do that because
right?
you gotta build up what you have and to make sure you have everything ready. If you have the money and everything, by all means, whatever you choose to do is what you choose to do with it. But if you're just simply looking for a wife, then I would recommend going on that roller coaster because you can get lost. Because some people could
Yes.
be, yeah, and that's what only and sir, and sir, brother, I'm not saying I want to say this. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just
Mhm.
that if you have no control,
Yes.
then that's not good. But if you're like smart and wise, like maybe like every 2 weeks, there's this escort I go to, then that's fine. I'm
Mhm.
talking I'm talking about every day.
Yes.
And like and you have no intention of stopping. I'm like, okay, I think that's a freaking problem. But once again, it's not my place to tell
Mhm.
you what a man to tell a man what to do with his money. If he's of that tier, he can do whatever the hell he wants. Now, now best believe
Yeah,
it now best believe it ain't gonna be with my daughter because I will kill you. Pardon my French. But
no, no,
things like
and
that.
I know you. Well, I'm glad you brought the daughter thing up because I have a daughter, and I know that people will be probably asking me, "Well, wait, where did your daughter do this?" Well, that's a moot point for me because a lot of these escort women run into this because they want to build up their finances, they want to build up their wealth, right? And they
Yes,
feel
sir.
like that is a chance for them to build wealth, but they're taking advantage of the looks because they're only going to look good for a certain amount of years before they start losing that edge.
Yeah.
I would never push my daughter into that role, of course, because and that's why I, as a high value male, have set it up to where my son and my daughter will, have wealth when by the time they come of age. So therefore, that will be an option that will be taken off the table, mainly, especially for my daughter, because and my son would never do an escort. He's a male, but my daughter, I meant to
If
say,
something he's a male escort, let me know. That'd be
yeah,
cool.
right. It's like,
I'm
whoa.
like, yo,
I
I
mean, they
got
do
kids
have male
too.
escorts for the females. They do have those, but what I'm getting at
Yeah.
too is that um, a lot of women that get into it for financial reasons, and they and also growing up, they're told how beautiful they are, and I think it has to do with their upbringing as well. I'm not saying that escort women were brought up wrong. Like I said, we're not here to demean the women and nothing like that. We're not here to talk
Yeah.
bad about any ladies. They can do whatever they choose to do is their own right. But what I think with women, what they have to be careful of is they have to really watch what they choose to do because it is going to literally structure, if you will, their future. So if they were to choose to go into the escort environment, then they need to understand that, yeah, there is a risk that there is a chance, that you will end up marrying a very high value male, but they need to keep in mind that that male that you end up marrying that you may have met through the escort service is going to be himself choosing other escorts down the line, just like he
Yes.
met you because you can't change the beast, right? So I think for women, if any women watch this program, I would say if that's what you want to get into, just be cognizant of what the end game is and understand that you run a very high risk of being unsuccessful when it's all said and done. And so, in other words, obtain that goal of marrying a high value male, because let's call it what it is. I know a lot of women in the West may disagree with me on this, but the end game of a woman is to marry the man of her dreams, and of course the high value male.
Yeah.
That's the end product of the deal. Because most of these escorts, they're young. Um, they know that at 32 years old, they cannot command a $40,000 night at 32. That's not going to happen. Men, high value males are not looking to put either escort you to a function or have sex or anything like that with a 32-year-old female when they can pay more money and get more mileage
Yeah.
with a 21-year-old or a 20-year-old,
And
whatever.
and brother, I do want to touch on something, and I think this is
Yes.
important. I think the escort really okay. And I want to any brother out there, listen. I'm not here to make fun of you. I'm here just to like really, really be truthful with y'all. If any of y'all have never like laid down with a woman and you want and you are a virgin particularly of any kind, well, first of all, respect to you because you're able to maintain it, if anything, because you want to save it for the right woman, or you don't have any sexual experience. I think an escort is good in that sense because she can help because you can better understand the female body through the first experience of an escort personally,
Yes.
and you just get better as time goes on once you understand. Like,
Oh my goodness, brother, I love that.
and
I
the reason
love
why
what you
I'm going
said
to
about
say that is because I'm not going to throw his name out there, but my brother knows because I keep his name secret. He was because he would tell you himself. He wanted to preserve quote unquote his chastity in order to until he built himself up, and also until he had met his proper wife. So
Mhm.
he built up money. It took him a while, but he did it. And I told, and this is what I said. He said, "Yo," he said, "Bro, I'm going to Thailand. I'm actually gonna be around the women for the first time because I've kind of put them to the burner for like a good total amount of 8 years, and then it's paid off." And it's
Mhm.
like, well, brother, I wouldn't recommend you mess with any of those over there. What I would tell you to do is probably get an escort over there, which they do have over there. Um, and he did a deal with the escort, and he said it was probably one of the best experiences of his life because he says now I finally I've partaked in a woman. Now I kind of now he said now I kind of know with how to please them a little bit every once in a while. But it was consecutive, like it would be every what like every three times in a month he would go back, or two,
Mhm.
2 to 3, and then he gradually understood like how to please a woman, things like that, and also it helped his SK post clarity situation to actually
Mhm.
understand what type of woman he would go for, and he's trust me, he's so much happier now. Like that frustration of pent up like just sexualness, like he finally like felt relieved. Like wow, it's something for my troubles, for my reward of me preserving it and things like that. Now I feel like I'm ready to actually go look for a wife now. Like because I kind of understand a little bit more of a woman, and I partake in one. So yeah,
Yeah, it helps out a lot. I
it
know,
helps. I'm not saying it's like 10 out of 10 guarantee, but it did help him.
yeah, I mean, I think that's the right approach. I think that, because a lot of okay, let's just look at the way this thing works, man.
Yeah, at least it wasn't a slut off the street. I got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, man, we don't really come up sexually like we think we need to come up,
Right.
okay? I know in my own experience, like I told you, brothers, I'm straight up, man. I'll tell, I never lie to my brothers. I'm not a good liar, man. I don't lie to people anyway because some people think people lie out of fear. Um, when I was coming up, man, I was a virgin until I was 18 myself. I looked at myself,
17 here, brother. Shit.
and because I didn't, my main reason why, because when I was growing up, I was picked on a lot. I was very poor, so I could never really purchase the threads that I wanted to purchase or do my hair right the way I wanted to do all the time. I had a
Mhm.
single mom, and so and as I got into high school later when I was playing sports, and then also I didn't want to get anybody pregnant because I've seen a lot of guys get girls pregnant, and I didn't want to do that coming out of high school. So, but
Yeah.
then I was so inexperienced when I actually did get out there and start dating females. Because I think I know I broke my cherry at 18 with this Thai girl. Um, I didn't even really know what the experience was, what I was supposed to do. Really, I really did. I mean, a lot of brothers don't want to admit it, but
They
I
don't
didn't
know
know
what
what
the
the
hell
hell
to
to do.
do unless I'll say this, unless you had an uncle that would tell you to go watch this, and then maybe just kind of copy what you saw and then try to reenact that. But it doesn't
Yeah, but
always, it doesn't always play out the same way. That I promise you, it does not.
I didn't have that experience. I just remember, and I don't know why I still remember this, but I remember her. We were at her place, and I was in her bedroom, and it was a 17-year-old Thai girl. I mean, I was 18, she was 17,
Oh
so
yeah, you're
I think
cool.
she had turned. No, I'm sorry, I may take that back. I think she did just turn 18 at the time because yeah, I remember because she
Oh,
told me
even
that,
better.
you know, so because she had just graduated high school, so she said, "Okay, I'm 18 now," and I said, "Oh, great." So I remember, the first time I was laying down there with her and doing a thing, and I didn't really know what the hell what she was supposed to be doing. I just knew, okay, well, I guess, well, how long am I supposed to do this? I didn't know anything. Nobody taught me anything like that. So as I gradually went through the way I learned is I was dating women older than me that taught me, hey, wait a minute, this is what you need to be doing. What are you doing? Don't you know that I'm supposed to have an orgasm? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh shit, I thought, okay, okay,
Exactly. And it's
you
just like,
know,
and it's things that you kind of, I'll be honest, like guys, and this is for anybody. Like, at least if you both don't know what you're doing, it's gonna suck the first time. By the second time you do it with her, it's gonna be a little bit better because you kind of learn from the mistakes y'all both did or
yes,
experience you both lacked, and now it's a lot better. And I had that recreational use. So yeah, I had that. So just better second time than it is first time, and that's why like I said, you learn as you go along. No one, and that's the craziest things. Like I said, no, okay, no dad is going to be very in depth about this stuff. He says you're gonna. He just told you what you're gonna feel for girls and things like that. That
yep,
that part is an experience for you to
yes,
explore on your own.
yeah,
And I think I know why. It's just because he can't. Okay, first of all, I don't want to know none of my father's guiding me during that.
yeah,
All I would need to know is just like, son, just if you love her, just make sure. If you love the woman, you'll make love to her pretty much, and you'll trust me. There are things that will happen. That
yep.
was his way of dancing around it, but actually telling me, son, this is what will happen. Like you have to experience that on your own. But I'm not gonna go and let you go in there blind.
Well,
Just make sure you have
see,
protection. Simple enough.
I know for my I have a 10-year-old now, so I'm gonna actually sit him down when he gets a little bit older and discuss that issue with him because I don't want him going through the same experience that I went through with
Right. Just going in
females,
blind. Yeah.
going in blind like I did. And I think that like you said, you hit it up on the escort thing. I know back in my day when I was growing up, I know that some guys would take their sons to a prostitute, say, "All right, here, take care of them,
That's
hook them
wild.
up, girl." You
That's
know,
wild. I know.
that's that's not the best way to do it because what that does, that gives the man a slutty version of a female
Yeah, yeah.
anatomy,
He
if you
wants his like
will.
actual. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You want him to experience the whole thing. Like I like to see a man go out and spend time with the female because, like I said, these escort services are very professional. You could, like I said, you make an arrangement. Let's say because you are going to be making some serious coins, say 5 years from now, based on what you're trying to do, and you're going to be out there walking down the street and say Brussels, Belgium, and you're going to be on the phone with me. I would say, "What's up, Jay? Oh man, I'm getting ready to go meet this girl, man, that I had arranged to set up with." And it's not just gonna be about just having the sex. What it's gonna
Right.
be about is you're gonna
It's
go,
about the
you wanna
company.
spend the whole day with her. She's gonna take
Mhm.
you to the park. She's gonna show you around. She's gonna cook for you, do the things that she would normally do in her life in Brussels. You're gonna have to say and make love to her, these kind of thing. When the day's over, thank you very much for your services. Or you don't even want to say it that way. These women are so professional, they're gonna make you feel like you didn't pay for nothing, is what I'm saying. That's how good these females are. These
Now
girls,
that I love to
I'm
see.
trying to say, they make it to where you don't have to worry about, you know, whether you paid or not. You
Mhm.
know you paid. You don't need to keep being reminded that you paid for a service. And that's not, like I said, these
Yeah.
women don't turn their heads. They don't shake their head. They nod their heads. And everything is about you. Everything is about you. They ain't talking about other clients because they don't do that anyway. They ain't caring about what they got going on in their life. They It's all about you, Jay Takashi. What is going on with you? And here's what they do: if you having a problem with your career, or you want to build up something, or you say, you know what, I'm having a hard time breaking into this network, or these Morgan Stanley guys. They got these clients, and this one billionaire guy I really want to get into with him. They will escort you to a function, and they will talk your game up, and you will get a phone call the next week saying that they ready to do business with you. This is what it is. This is what these women do. And I know that a lot of those women haven't seen this yet, but they may not even ever watch this stream. But if they do, I think they would appreciate the shout out I'm giving them, because I really don't believe that a woman is I mean, I know I personally would never marry an escort woman, because that's just me. I'm the type of man that I am. I mean, I'm a more of a virgin marrying guy. I know people keep saying, well, there's not a lot of virgins out there. Yeah, but there still are quite a bit out there in the world. So, some people would maybe go with a girl who's been out once. Okay, great. But all I'm saying is, but I am not going to knock these escort women, because I know that they put a lot of time and effort into getting themselves ready for their endeavor that day. Is what I mean. So yeah, you're right, brother. It's a good early experience in life to get involved with women like that.
Yeah, and I only suggested that for like the guys who have like, I would say, if we've never had interaction with girls, or who are just preserving it more often than not. And like I said, I understand if you're Christian, you want to save it for your wife, and I definitely respect that. I understand that wholeheartedly, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, if you've never, I just say for the cats who haven't had any experience with ladies in general, um, either in high school or college, whatever, that, and you build yourself up, your confidence and things like that. I would say just go with the escort then at that time, because that'll help you better understand. And also I'll say this, guys, if you do plan on being married or anything like that, then definitely get the escort personally, because
Yeah.
that's gonna help you, and then
Because the thing is,
you get a little bit of what they're like. Now don't compare your wife to an escort. That's what I'll tell you. Just give you an idea.
no,
For
no, 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 no. You don't have to worry about that, Jay. That's the thing. I mean, because I know myself. If I was a multimillionaire, I would probably from time to time would also get me some escort services. I'm going to get up here and admit that I will. I
Okay.
will do that,
No,
because
that's fair.
I'm in a relationship where, of course, I would never disrespect my wife, and men who do stupid. I see stupid men do things like bring a woman's panties home, or come home smelling like her, or do this. That's disrespecting
Yeah.
your wife.
I
Women
just
know that you are going to go out and indulge in sexual activities. What they don't need you to do is bring it home, or
bring it home,
disrupt
send them
the
to
family
send me to
structure,
Saudi Arabia. Do not do that. Yeah.
or take money away from their kids.
Right.
A,
And
a high value, see, and a high value man does not do that. High value men don't do that. A high value man, like for example, if I'm living in Japan and I'm gonna go meet my friends in Tokyo to hang out with DT and the boys. You might be over there, Jay. We chicken hanging out, and I
mhm.
get on the Shinkansen to Tokyo, and I'm gonna be there for a week. And if I feel like it, I'll get an escort. I don't even need an escort. I mean, in Japan, you don't really need them, because the women in Japan are so different, because they will have sex with you, and they are high class. And they're not the kind of women that's gonna go back and tell your wife on it, or tell your girlfriend. That's not what they do. See?
Mm.
So that's what I'm trying to get at too. Some countries, you don't need to have to really worry about an escort service, because they're not gonna do anything as long as you have some sort of attraction. But you will need an escort service, only because you don't have the time to hunt, is what I'm
Right.
saying.
That's another. Now that's a great point to add on to the. Besides just if you don't have any experience with a woman, that right there. If you don't have time, and I can
Yes.
understand, like, if we're constantly, like, for example, like what I told you the whole 3 years, like, I don't have time now because, like, I've figured everything out, but I just don't have time. I might do that. Who knows?
Yes. And I wanna say something before I bring Mufasa on, because that's my man, he's part of the crew. NT was saying this, because I respect this brother's questions. I'm sorry, NT, I couldn't answer your question about the other thing you had, because this is not what that stream is about. But you said, how much money should a high value male make as a minimum per annum? 100 G's. Yes. Now, one thing that me and Mufasa talked about this earlier, just making over 100 G's does not define a high value male. Like a high value male, yeah, you got to make over six figures, but you also have to be in a situation where you are contributing back to other males like myself.
For the males,
I
yes.
always do these streams. I'm always teaching the brothers, giving the brothers advice. I got brothers from all around the world. Hey, hit me up with a chat. Like, hey, Tony, man, I'm getting ready to go to Japan. I'm getting ready to do this, that, the other. High value males take care of the brothers. That's another trait of a high value male. They're
Right.
they're
That's
there
some
for the
knowledge.
brothers. Then NT said this. He says, "Does age matter for the band?" And Mufasa and I can laugh at this. Age does not matter, brother, at all. It does not matter at all. I'm telling you, they don't care how old you are. I saw a Vietnam veteran. He was 69 years old. He came back with pictures of an 18-year-old girl in Thailand. They don't care how old you are, brother.
Yeah.
So with that said, man, bring in my man Mufasa.
What's going on, brothers?
What
How's it
up? What
going?
up?
How you doing, Mufasa?
What's going on, Mr. Takashi? I haven't talked to you in a minute, bro.
Man, it's been a while, man. I've just been busy, and man, like I said, it's just always good to be on these streams to talk to you guys every now and then. I know we're all busy. My man BSP getting ready to move and things like that, and
Yeah.
everybody's just trying to do their own thing. So, like I said, good to hear from you again.
Yeah, you too, brother. You too. And I see a couple brothers in the chat here that I remember, Mr. International. I hope he all well.
He's awesome.
He's well. Haven't talked to that brother in a minute, but yeah, man, it's an interesting topic, man. These are crazy times that we're living in right now.
You don't know the half, brother.
Some of this crazy
Oh man,
going on these days, but it's funny because Mr. BSP, we were both chopping it up earlier about just pretty much everything, right?
Yeah.
And and obviously it stemmed from the topic last night in the joint chat on the stream, with paying for box. And I was talking to my cousin tonight. Actually, it was funny because we were talking about just you're not looking for the hookers and the prostitutes.
No.
Or I shouldn't probably say it that way. You're not looking for the pros. You're not looking for the pros. You're looking for the high class women, the ones that you can take to a mixer or some type of
there we go. Mixer.
business function, and they can carry themselves as such. That's who you want to roll with. You don't want to roll with somebody just picking up off the block or the corner or whatever, or one of these sites. You know what I mean? So there's a huge difference. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're on your purpose, you're trying to build, you're trying to stack, and you don't want anything to interfere with that. Because I mean, let me tell you, man, you start dating around while you're trying to build, then you're paying anyways. You're going on dates. Dinners these days are about $150 to $200 a night. If it's a weekend, you're going to spend probably 500 or more. So there you go. And you still have to deal with the bullshit. when you hooked up with somebody. So here you just have a little fun, and you're done. You're basically paying for discretion. You're paying for them to leave. Bye. You can move on. Travel, do whatever the hell you want. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, what is she going to think if I'm going to go to Brazil with my boys or whatever? Who gives a shit? She's not your girl. She's not your wife. You know what I mean? So huge difference, man. Huge difference.
That's what I was saying, man. With relationships, it's 5% sex, 95% bullshit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It can be good or bad bullshit, but it's basically that's what it really amounts to.
That is true. That is very much so true.
Because think about how relationships start off. Usually they start off, and especially with the average black relationship, is the first 2 weeks of dynamite, man. You hitting it every day, every moment. You sitting up there, you laying, you get lazy because you hitting it so much. But then once you come up for air and you realize you can't talk to this person, or this person has other things, other issues that you yourself don't want to get involved in, that's the 95% that you don't need to worry about when you just go with an escort.
Exactly. Hey man, my apologies for joining the stream so late, brother. I it's 9 o'clock here now, and for some reason I'm thinking we're on your time frame, I think, when you had scheduled that, right?
Yeah, we said 6 o'clock Pacific. Yeah. So it would have been about 8 where you at Central.
Yeah, so I was a little thrown off by that. So
No, brother. It's all good because I was able to get some information out there, and I really appreciated Jay coming in. I know he took a little bit of a minute, but he's gonna be back. But I really appreciate Jay coming up. I was looking for DC. I know
mhm.
it's getting late on the coast. Um, no, brother. It's. I'm glad you up here because I know you said that you had an experience that I want that would, if you won't mind sharing it, that you had
Mhm.
told me about. You know me. I don't go up here and tell everybody what we talk about, but I know. I think you mentioned that you wanted to speak up on that. What happened with you in Chicago?
Mm. Chicago. Yes. Okay.
You only reason I mentioned it because you brought that up. So you can cuss me out later, but you brought that up, dog.
Right. No. That was just a situation where again, I was at a business function, and I wanted discretion. So, that's when you reach out to a high class service. They may join you for drinks in a lobby and you negotiate from there, figure out what you want to do. And we're not talking about your average 6, 7, 8. We're talking
No,
like a serious dime,
yeah.
like a pinup. That's what we're
Mhm.
talking about. And you're gonna pay dollars for that, top dollars. And typically they don't come with a lot of bullshit. They're
No.
they're most likely gonna be clean. They're gonna be because they don't want to, it's their profession. It's not they want to make sure that not only is discretion at their highest level because obviously they're working with high clientele,
Mhm.
VIPs, but they want to be clean as well. You know what I mean? So, and that's not to say you don't strap up because you do that every single time. But
Mhm.
my point is that you want to just make sure you come correct, with respect and know the boundaries. And I
Mhm.
would advise not to get so, too wasted, because then you,
Mhm.
you can lose your sense of what you need to do or what you should be watching out for. When you bring someone up, you also don't want to you want to make sure you lock all your shit up. You don't want to leave laptops out. You don't want to leave expensive jewelry out or money or wallets or anything. All that should be locked up in a safe. You should
Mhm.
have nothing of value anywhere, you know, and and just use discretion. Use discretion. But it's not you're not going to find these types of women on the
On the
street.
street. No.
It's gonna be through a service and it's exclusive and they check you out, you check them out, and you're all good, because everybody wants their privacy, and it's something you can trust in. Yeah. So
See, that's the thing that, like, just speaking with you and knowing how the world works, like myself. I mean,
mhm,
obviously, being a high value male, and if I was like, if I had the desire to do that, so like, say, like now you got the war in Ukraine. So I right now I could see, and this is how high value males think. Like I could use a Ukrainian. So let me call this escort service up, and I need. They're gonna say, "What do you want? What would you like to have, Mr. BSP?" I said, "Well, what I'm really interested in right now is I need a soft 19-year-old Ukrainian girl. Um, and she needs to be about 5. And you giving all the specifics. That's what people don't understand. See, when you go out with a girlfriend, you don't get to necessarily choose the weight, the height, and all this other stuff. You're just going off attraction. But when you're
mhm,
going through an escort service, you can say about what size you want. Some guys like the heavier women, they want a 5'3", say 150, or 5'4", 180, or whatever the case may be. That's all, that's too big for me, but that's what they want. But I'm more of a give me about a 5'4", 105-pound kind of woman with, a nice little rack, and some nice legs, of course. And she got to have some nice lips. Okay, Mr. BSP, not a problem. Do you prefer blonde or brunette? I think I feel like, I think I want to do a blonde tonight. So, I'm checked into the Westin up there in Seattle. So if you can have her meet me at room 1210, that'll be fine. I'm gonna need her to be here the entire weekend. So, what are we talking on that? And then they'll come back and they'll probably say something like, "Well, let's see. You're looking at Seattle. She's based out there, so no problem there. You're looking at probably about 15, 20,000. And they're gonna say this with a straight voice and straight face if they look in your eyes. And you say, okay, well,
Exactly.
right? And they say 15, 20,000. I was thinking because of the circumstances, let's see, I do have access to I did have my eye on a Moroccan woman. But I tell you what I'll do. Let's go ahead and do 12 for the weekend and just have her up in my room in about 2.5 hours. Is that gonna be fine? And they might come back and say, well, we can do 13. And you say, okay, 12.5, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Great. I'll see him here in about 2.5 hours. Thank you. That's the way it goes, brothers. That's the conversation, man. That is the
Hmm.
conversation. The reason why I know how that conversation goes, I haven't myself have never indulged in that kind of thing, but I do know men that have, and that's how it goes.
Yep.
There's no
Yep.
bullshit, and then the thing is when you get see here, and D knows this, and I mean, look, I paid for shit when I was in Korea. Okay, of course, I was in Korea. I'm not no high class host, but when I was a little 19-year-old horny little man in the military in Korea, I pulled out my PACAT form 20, which is a $20 bill. We call, you got in the military, you got all these form numbers. I pulled
Right.
out my little PACAT form 20 and I paid me for some thunder thighs on the booty. Okay, so the thing is this is that what I like about these escort services is they make you feel like you didn't pay a thing.
Right. Exactly.
That's a profession. They
Yeah.
make you feel like you didn't pay nothing. After you've already wired the money and everything, the money's out of the way. The experience is going to be one to where you don't even know you paid for it.
Yep. That's exactly it. It's on that level of professionalism. And just to piggyback off that really quick, if you don't mind, uh,
No, no.
BSP. Yeah, it's on that level of professionalism, and these aren't just your average women. I mean, they're highly educated to the point where you can be in a room full of CEOs and leave for a second, and they will carry that conversation still. That's how educated and highly, um, just it's almost like they were another executive at the company. That's how they are. And it's just
Mm.
crazy. You just have a great, intelligent conversation. And
It's
while you're,
almost what?
what's that?
Oh no, go ahead, brother. You
I'm
broke
sorry.
up for a minute. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, no. I was just
You said it was
talking
almost.
about just the level of their knowledge about different things because they study up. I mean, obviously that's their profession, so they're going to try to learn as many languages as
Yeah.
they need to, obviously, and educate themselves on, current affairs and just different things that's going on in the world, so they can have some, talking points when they're meeting with these high VIP type of people. And
Mhm.
when you're in the presence of some of these ladies, it's almost like, oh my goodness, I could see this girl as my wife, like, just on my
Mhm.
purpose and
Mhm.
represent me. I mean, because again, you don't feel like you're in a situation where, oh, I just gave her some Benjis for some time.
Mhm.
So it's just, again, it's on a whole different level. So, it's not even like if you go to, let's say, Thailand, and obviously all those cats are paying out there,
Mhm.
that's pretty much what, Pattaya is. It's one big brothel. Whole different level than that. So yeah, man, it's just a whole different experience. Um, I noticed I'm just looking at some of the chats here. I noticed Mr.
Mhm.
International says something about a good hobby that high
Mhm.
value men do. Um, you know, I would say one thing that I love to do, obviously, is golf. I
Mhm.
don't know if you brothers get into golfing at all, but golfing is a great way to meet a lot of interesting people.
Mhm.
Especially when you have golf outings or scrambles, or you have some drinks in a clubhouse, and
Mhm.
conversations start up. You might get invited to a party on a yacht or something or whatever. But golfing
Mhm.
is just a great place, especially if you play league. I play league for the last 5 years, and I've met some
Mhm.
interesting cats. I've been invited to some serious high value parties, um, you know, and met a lot of interesting people. So I would say golfing is one. I've been trap shooting with a couple
Mhm,
guys,
mhm.
millionaires. They'll take you out and you know stock you with shotguns, and you just go trap shooting. That's fun as well.
You know
Have
what,
you tried that, DSP?
and I was gonna ask her that question for it, but now I realized what he was getting at.
Mhm.
Yeah, like another good hobby for high value males is skiing, snowboarding, things like that.
Yes, yes.
Um,
I love
because
to ski.
I've never skied myself and I never snowboarded, but I'm gonna learn when I move to Japan, I'm gonna learn how to ski and snowboard because like I said, my house is down the street on the
Mhm.
place where skiing was introduced to in Japan. I can literally
Mm.
walk up to the first ski resort in Japan, right up the street.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna learn how to ski on that hill, and snowboard and whatnot before I start venturing out the other places. But yeah, that's another thing. The thing is
Mhm.
this, the reason why these particular hobbies that Mufasa's talking about with the golfing and going trapping and things like that, and with the skiing and whatnot, is because what they do is when you do these type of hobbies, there are what you call rest periods. And those rest periods or during the golf, you can actually talk all through the game, and then you can go eat together. But I know skiing, you need some rest periods. During those rest periods, you get good meals. When people are very hungry, they talk a lot. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And a lot of good information gets passed. And here's the thing: just imagine you go skiing or you go golfing or you go where women, because usually on the golf, I don't golf, but I see the way golf works is you're not gonna have your escort with you on the golf course. That doesn't
No.
really happen. But you can have them with you when you go skiing. So
Mhm.
let's say that they're at the ski resort with you, and then you get done, and you go eat lunch, and you sit down with this guy you're trying to do business with, and guess out of nowhere comes this escort. Oh yeah, oh I forgot to introduce you, man. This is Alina. Yeah, yeah. Oh hi Alina, how you doing? Oh I'm good. I'm with Tony. How are you doing? Oh I'm fine.
Yeah.
Guess what? You get the phone call next week
Yep.
because pretty women, I don't care what people say, good-looking females, they don't just sell their bodies in this instance. They carry a lot of value for men. Even
Mhm.
if a man never sleeps with them, they still carry value because to a man, the chance of you even trying to sleep with them is all you need to make your move business-wise or whatever the case may be.
Very, very true. If you were there to sign that contract, I guarantee you when she walks up and leaves, all you gotta say is press hard. There's 3 copies on that table.
Yep. I know, but remember in being in sales, we both were in sales, and I know you're still in sales. But I remember when I was in the car business, and I was a salesman, internet sales and finance manager. And but most of the dealerships I go to, the F&I lady people were ladies, and they would go to work showing their cleavage. That's because that's a Western thing. Remember, I was saying this earlier on the stream. They like to put on a pretty dress and show cleavage. That's all they
Mhm.
really. That's all the substance. They don't really have any substance. That's just what they show.
Mhm.
But yet, when I wanna spend and this is true, when I wanna spend a lot of money, like buy a home, I don't wanna look at no Western women with no cleavage. I wanna see a woman that's from head to toe looking decent with a nice figure, and I know she didn't just slap that dress on her. You see what I'm saying? She's
Right.
smelling good, she got $3,000 cologne on, her nails are well manicured, her hair is well done. I look at her neck around the hair, when I look at her neck and I see just little tiny hairs to stick up like the women do. If she's a blonde and with a little tan on the body, it looks so nice. Seeing that blonde hair on a tan body looks nice, brothers. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Even
Mhm.
Japanese or whatever. I mean, I'm a milky white guy for Japan. So either that or they got the jet black, or like different lighter brown or darker brown hair with the nice, beautiful white silky skin and smelling good and dressed nice. When I'm spending, my wife knows this. When I tell her, when I'm spending money, I need to see a pretty woman in front of me
Mhm. Yep.
because it makes me spend more money.
Right.
See,
Exactly.
so when you
Exactly.
show up at a what you call it at a function like you trying to do business with Morgan Stanley or something, and you got multimillionaires over there, you trying to grab his clients, walk around that room with a dime and see how much business you gonna get.
They basically look at you like, "Oh my god, this guy's winning. He's
Yeah.
winning." You
If
know?
they because that's what it means. It means that if you're able to, man, I got this Malbec up here. This thing is kicking. If you're able to, you know, if you're the kind of man, first of all, and I want to say this, brothers, too, and DT already noticed. I mean, when Mufasa knows, we don't have to educate him on this. When you are out there, don't the girl herself is not the only one looking good. You yourself have to be very presentable. I'm talking about shoes, tie, suit,
Yep.
cologne,
Yeah.
well groomed. And
Yeah.
don't roll up in a Toyota. Roll up in a Mercedes, BMW, Porsche. If you have
Mhm.
to rent it, roll up in it. Because
Exactly.
when you pulling that dime out of that, and there's Soul Shader. What up, Soul Shader? When you pulling that dime out of a Mercedes Benz or a BMW or Porsche, somebody that you're gonna be doing business with will see you do that.
Right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, man, you gotta be on top of it. You gotta definitely be on top of it, you know. I don't know if you guys get into fragrances or colognes, man, but you know, I just started getting into a lot of very, very dope uh fragrances in the last couple of years. And you know, I kind of stray away from a lot of stuff in the department stores, and I just kind of go with a lot of different, exclusive houses like um
Tom Ford.
Killian's or yeah, MFK, Tom Ford, I mean, you get in some really good juice when you start messing around in those fragrances. And I mean, these are all I can name about 5 fragrances right now that are guaranteed panty droppers. I mean,
Yes, yeah, same. We were me and in fact DT and I and Josh the crew. We were up in Vancouver, man. We were all up in the colognes up in there,
yep.
and I fell in love, man, with this fragrance. And I was trying to get the sample before I went back when I went back to Japan in the wintertime, but I ran out of it. That Tom Ford vanilla tobacco, brother,
Oh
is
yeah,
a killer.
that's dope. That's a
That
good
is,
one.
it's I can't get the thing. So my wife is like, well, look, she loves the way it smells. She said, hey, we got to wait to move to Japan to get that because we can't take, you can't take but so many things on the plane, right? So, but I did order this stuff called black pepper that I found on the samples.
Mm,
Oh, it's amazing, man. And it's just like you said, there's so many good fragrances out there. And that's what I'm saying. When you roll up and you got nice wheels, the BMW, you rolling up in that leather, man. Brothers, let me tell you the feeling, because I know I got my Mercedes. My wife in there, man, she's smelling good, and I got the leather kicking and the wheels, and you hear the rumble, the boom, the car rolling up, and you let that get that woman out the car. Just think of it, turn it into an escort. They know you coming.
yep.
They see you. They still smell the leather on your ass when you get out of your leather car and you walk up the steps with your girl.
Hmm.
They see it.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says, pussy sells.
Oh,
It's
all the time.
it's even if they don't get to touch it, it still sells.
Hmm.
It's the most beautiful thing to a man, and it should be. It's one of the most beautiful, it is the most beautiful thing in the world, bar none. When you get a high class piece of ass, there's nothing you can do about it. You're done. And
Yep.
every man in history, all the powerful men, the John Kennedys with the Marilyn Monroe, and you know, the Putins, and all these people, they've all have that same kind of desire to
Hmm.
go after the highest class pussy in the world.
Well, why do you think Donald Trump bought the Miss America pageant? I
Yeah.
mean, it doesn't get any better than that, right?
And Donald Trump, even though I'm not nowhere, shape, or form a Trump supporter, but I
Mhm.
do respect some of the shit that he did. Like, for example, did Donald Trump marry a woman from the West? No, he didn't. He's been married twice, and both his women from Eastern Europe.
Right. Yep.
So apparently, he was sampling a lot of females before he decided to settle on the one. And guess what else? Guess what that dude that did to him? I think his wife is. I keep getting Ivanka and his wife. I forgot his wife's name. I forgot his wife's name, but
Melania.
Melania.
Yep.
Now, I mean, look, Melania was looking good about 20 years ago. We know that. But here's the thing. You seen all the shit he said on the news when he was running for president, talking about grabbing on the woman's pussy and all this other stuff.
Yep.
Did you see Melania leave him? Fuck no.
Yep.
Because Melania is a woman and she understands that that's what men do and say
At that level.
at that level.
At that level. Yep.
She's not going to leave a high value male just because he said he grabbed somebody by the pussy.
Mm-hmm.
That is, see, and that's why I said earlier on the stream, sex is overrated in the West. Sex is given too much attention in the West. It's only sex, man.
Yep.
But with the escort, you get more.
And I mean, to kind of not piggyback off that, but just to also say that a lot of these, big CEOs, the Bill Gates and the Jeff Bezos and all these cats, I mean, they have secretaries and
Yes.
they also have girlfriends, and their secretaries know exactly what their girlfriend needs and wants, and they get it for them, obviously. They have arrangements like this. A lot of them have arrangements in their marriage like this because they know that, hey, this guy is going to have a certain level of, infidelity, and that's going to be okay. And it's all an agreement, and they already know about it. The wives already know what's going on, So, I mean, there's no secrets. They know that they're
Yes, and that's the
dealing
thing.
with
See, because
high
here's the way
level
it works,
men.
brothers.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
say that
because if
again?
you're a high value man, you're a high value man, and you go into say, here's how it will work. I'm Bill Gates or I'm Tony Berry or whatever, BSP, whatever, John Johnson, whatever they want to call me.
Mhm.
And I walk a into my office and I look at my secretary. My wife's at home with my kids. And I say to my secretary, can you book that hotel for me and Miss Johnson for Friday afternoon? Yes. And just make it till Sunday. Tell my wife I'll be out well, I already told her I'll be going this weekend. So just get that room for me and Miss Johnson. Thank you. And with a normal pace and a
Mhm.
normal tone.
Right.
Because that's what high value males, that's how they can be.
Yeah. They know they have options,
They
you
know they
know?
have options.
They know they have options. So it's more of an arrangement at that point,
Right.
and they buy into it. I mean, they have no other choice. Either you're dealing with a guy that's a billionaire or you're not. And if you're going
Yeah.
to deal with a guy that's a billionaire, then guess what? He's going to have a certain level of infidelity, and you're going to be okay with that. And that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, because when you go like this picture I put up, this girl from Morocco,
Mhm.
you get up and you say to the guy you're trying to do business with at a function, "Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll be right back, man. I gotta use the restroom for a minute." And
Go
she's
ahead, brother.
standing there with the guy, and he's an oil magnate. You think that she's escorting that she's not going to be to talk to this dude? Of course, she's not just going to stand there with a dumb look on her face. She's going to be like, "Oh, hi." Oh, she already introduced herself. She's going to be talking to him about his business and said, "Hey, I understand that you guys are trying to open a new refinery over in Dallas area.
Mm,
Is that going to be okay for your business, or are you looking at more endeavors?" That's the kind of women these escort women are.
yep.
They're not just bodies and just waiting to get screwed. They know shit
Mhm.
that can get you in the door.
Yep. That's right. That's exactly it. They have connections. They know a lot of other, high value VIP guys, and they have the connections to all the big wigs and these big Fortune 500 companies. I mean, a lot of times these women are driving G wagons. They're driving,
Yep.
Bentleys and high end vehicles.
Yes.
So yeah, they're making their money. They are
Yes.
making their money.
Because do you know why they're making the money? Because they realize that the average female will never obtain wealth
Hmm.
ever. And
Ever.
I'm not saying that because I wouldn't want my daughter to be involved in that. But I'm just not saying that that's the only way a woman can obtain wealth. I know a lot of women that get up here like, yeah, you what? You mean to tell me I got to? No. What I am saying though is to each her own.
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Because I know men out there, I know friends that pay for escort services. They're single men, they're high value men, and they pay.
And brother, I do want to say something on top of that. I think more of a
Yeah.
line is looked down upon because if a man has to pay, then it's like okay. Amongst your own, amongst black men, more often than not, I guess like the ones who don't make sense, they see it as more often a weakness because like, dude, you should be able to get her without the money, and you should just use what you have. But then again, game is lying, and I'm not a fan of that shit. So that's throw that out the window. Um, it's just dumb.
And see, to that point too, Jay, yeah, I mean, it's not to say that you don't have game because you have game, it's just that you don't want to deal with the bullshit. Sometimes you just want to bust a nut and leave, you know
Exactly.
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's all you do.
And
That's
when you're
all.
older, you don't play games. And I tell people like I'm 31, bro. Like, trust me. There was a. I think my threshold was when I was 26. I'm like, all right, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm not here to play games with me. I'm not with any of that because my time is too freaking precious for me to be wasting time like this. That's why I don't like games. So
Mm,
like either listen, we are here to simply smash each other, or more often than not, or we're trying to get to know each other. Which is it? Because tell me right now. So trust me. So well, actually, you don't have to actually even tell me. You're actually going to tell me right now. So either I will leave and I'm about to go enjoy the rest of my freaking day, or two, yo, we can meet up back at your place and just knock this out. Simple enough.
And that's what I'm saying, Jay. That's what I'm saying, brothers. It's
yeah,
like I said, you get the girlfriend, 5% sex, 95% bullshit.
exactly.
That's
That's
it.
Exactly.
what it is.
Yeah.
That's
And
really what it is.
and you
You
don't want
you
to
you're
know.
on the go.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you're on the go. You're a man. You're trying to achieve your purpose. You don't have time to slow down for drama.
Yep.
No, I really don't. I don't like drama. Period.
Brother, I'm gonna do something that I typically don't do. But I'm gonna show you a picture of this chick that I was with in Chicago at this conference that I took straight 10. And I want you guys to let me know
Oh,
if you think,
Chicago. Huh.
think that's a 10 or not.
God damn it, that's a 10.
Yeah. Love the
Oh my
smile.
God.
Yeah.
See? Head to toe. Hair not out of place. See?
Yep.
Smelling good. When they walk by you, they have a certain essence, a certain look, a certain step, a certain slide, a certain smile, a certain touch. These women, when they touch you, their touch is always light. You know how you go out with a chick in the West, if you happen to get a date, and they sitting at the table, and when they stand up, how their hand is all leaning on you to get up and all heavy. Women like that don't do that.
Yep. And
Yeah.
by
They
the
touch
way,
you.
the one I just showed you, she speaks 5 different languages.
See? So who you think you're gonna take out? You're gonna take her out because she can also speak different languages.
Hmm.
She can stand in a room and listen to 5 different conversations because she speaks 5 different languages, and then when you get back to the room, you're not only making love to her, you're getting valuable information from her on one of the clients that you were trying to sign a deal with.
Yep.
And then you go back to another function again and you say, "Hey, I'm requiring your services again." And guess what? That's a deal because now she's talking in his language that he didn't even know she knew.
Hmm.
That's a conversation piece, brothers.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
And that's money. That's money in your pocket.
Money saved.
Yes.
Yeah. And it helps you out. So yeah, I definitely, and that's why I've always go back to that because I was always because at least for most of my guys, I was always looked down upon if you pay for something, and that's why I never did it. Not just because it was just like a certain like a man should be able to do it with because his own charisma and his own confidence should be able to do that regardless of anything. Cleaned up, gentleman sized up, all that. Like so that's why I've always said some brothers are understand and some brothers don't. But I think it's majority consensus people don't agree like you. You should never have to pay for it. It should always be free. And
Wait a
then
sec, brother.
yeah.
They say it should always be free. What part of that experience is free? Think about it, right? I mean, I'm not
Well,
talking
actually,
to you,
you're
Jay, I'm
paying
just
regardless. I know what you're
no,
saying.
I'm
You're paying regardless.
yes, exactly. That's what I'm
So
saying.
so 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 that's why I shut that logic down. I'm like, dude, you are paying, bro. Either a
Mhm.
date or something. You are
Yeah, you're
definitely
paying
paying
some way.
regardless of anything. The only difference is you're not paying for the sex more often than not. You're just mostly paying for the dinner
You're
Because
paying
like
for it.
BT said, it's gonna cost you about 2 or 3
and
bills.
time. My bad, time. I always
Yeah.
forget that. That's the important
Yeah,
thing.
and
You're
your
paying time.
time. But it's gonna cost you 2 or 3 bills on a dinner. When I was in Hawaii, I give you an example. When I was in Hawaii, I met this girl at the dealership I worked at. She was fine as hell. 'Cause I mean, she's a receptionist, man, and we kinda looked at each other and locked eyes. When I first seen her, I said, "Oh, damn, who's this?" And so I remember going out with her, and I took her out twice, and this woman had 4 kids, and I wasn't really into women with children, but I just wanted to see what was up. Every time I took this woman out, I had to spend, and it was like 3 bills, and it was shit that she didn't even really like to get, but she got it just to see that she could get it.
Mhm.
And to me, that was normal, and then I remember taking this other chick out in Seattle. This was a baller move for me. I had this Japanese girl with me from Japan, came over, I paid her way over and everything, and I remember I just got my Porsche, I had a box of the rest. I had her in the seat. I rolled up at this place called Japanese people from Japan will know what it is, Salty's, which is a beautiful view across West Seattle Bay. You can see the city across the bay. And I just pulled my Porsche up in that bitch, and I parked it in front, and I gave the guy a 20 spot, and I came back out, and I gave him another 20 spot because my shit was parked right in the front of the fucking door the whole time. He never moved my car because there was
Mhm.
a section where you could kind of pull the car right in the side and just leave it right there so people could look at it when they come out the door. That cost me about $400 that night. But
Mhm.
that's what high value male do. Did I sweat over it? No. It was just a good piece. It was a good piece. It was a good experience. It was, one that I think most men should put themselves through it. If anything, brothers, if anything, if you are not even the type of man to want to pay for anything like that, at least experience it once in your life. It will change your whole outlook. What it does, here's what escorting does, brothers. Here's what having this experience does. It blows up your confidence. Because
Mhm.
when you're walking down the street and you know you just spent the most amazing time with a perfect dime, you know what that does with your ego? That means that you will get any dime you want out there.
Yes. Especially if they see you walking with her. You know,
Yes.
yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy what one woman, just the magnitude of her persona, what that can bring to a situation. Like I said, I just showed you guys the picture of that one chick, right? When I was in Chicago with her, all eyes was on us. I mean, I'm like, what the fuck? All these guys are checking her out. Even some of the women.
Yep.
And I saw a couple of these people later, and women are like just all over me at that point. Like, damn, he had this supermodel with him the last time. Jeez, what are you all about? What do you do? Who are you? Who do you work for? You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it's crazy. It's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, because you have to understand. Yeah, I get it. Brothers are like, look, I'm a black man, man. I look good. I can just go and drop into Switzerland the next day and get laid. No, damn, there's not no Switzerland. Not as high as that place. Switzerland ain't cheap, right? And even if you did that in Thailand, you still got to work up the effort to get to meet the female, right?
Mhm.
And you paying a 20 spot for a piece of blue in Thailand, Philippines, something that you ain't getting the best product of what they have to offer. Trust me,
Not at all. Not at
not
all.
at all. Not
And
but you pay that $1,000 for that escort lady in Bangkok. She's showing up, and all her shit is a perfect 10.
yeah, I just
Everything.
noticed. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying everything.
I was just gonna say I noticed NT just posted that he searched online, and found something about $300 on an average an hour. That's about the starting range, about 300
Yeah.
to 400.
Yep.
And it can go up from there. I mean, I was watching this stream on YouTube about high VIP type, women that go for like the ones that deal with the ones that deal with the billionaires. They usually demand 50 grand, 30, 40, 50 grand a night. That's sick. That's crazy. These are millionaire, these escorts are millionaires because of that. So, you're basically dealing with high class women at that point. But, 300 to 400, up to 6, I think that's a sweet spot to where the one I showed you is in that range,
hmm
you know.
Well, the thing is, I mean, if you're looking at like an Elon Musk type of guy, the richest man in the world,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of rich men, you ain't worrying about paying that kind of money for a piece of butt.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, I give you an example, brothers, how it works is, like I said, I'm in Seattle. I'm going to go to Vancouver, and I got my arranged. Today's which Tuesday. I arranged for this girl to be in my hotel Thursday afternoon, and I might not get there till Saturday. But guess what? When I roll up, my hotel room is spotless, and she's already picked out restaurants because I told her I need you to pick out some restaurants we can go eat at, and
Mhm.
then you just pick out some spots we're gonna hang out during the day. You ain't gotta worry about shit. You just show up. Money's already been
Yes.
paid. You're good. See,
Yep. Exactly.
that's how it works, brothers.
Hell, in some cases, they'll bring you a gift.
Yeah.
They find out what your favorite fragrance is. What do you like to wear? Because basically they want to know a lot about you, what kind
Yes.
of person they're dealing with. What, do you like golf? Do you like to, go boating? Do you like to, whatever? They want to find out different hobbies you have so they can make sure they cater to all of those different areas. So you keep them in mind. Their goal is to have them on your mind at all times. That's
Yes.
just how they roll.
Like
They
me,
want
because I'll go in
Mhm.
into say the Canada, and I'm a Montreal Canadiens fan. We're not doing it damn good this year. We still rebuilding mode, but it's the most storied franchise in hockey. Now, see, they know we won the 24 titles. We won the one without the NHL, but technically we won 24 damn cups. So a girl would know that, and then I'd say, well, I get into the whole room and she say, hey, while I was waiting for you, I purchased some Canuck tickets, and I know you like ice hockey, and the Canadians have to be in town. Um, are we going there tonight after dinner?
Mhm.
Shit, I didn't even think about, but she knows her clientele. And yes, I'm going to go see the Canadians play the
I'll see
Canucks.
that.
You
Because I
see what
like
I'm
ice
saying?
hockey, so yeah. And that's
So
it.
yeah, that's a good move. That's what I'm saying. These girls are very considerate. That's the word I'm
Mhm.
looking for, brothers.
Very.
Considerate. A lot of women in the West are very inconsiderate,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
and brothers don't they don't realize how much they miss that.
Mhm.
But it's true.
I mean, it's just a dime a dozen when it comes to them. And I just feel like I said, I don't have any hope for them, particularly. Well, first of all, the country in general, I don't have any hope. But when it comes to just like basic, I would say this: if a man does so much that he does in order to build himself up and also be committed to one lady, the least you can do as a regards is to relieve stress for your guy. That's what I see. Relieving
Exactly.
stress for you by doing all he can, you should do vice versa.
That's right.
Yes, that's true because,
I'm
like you
gonna
said,
say that, yeah, you should definitely.
your wife, your woman can do a lot of things for you, and they do way more, of course, than any escort would do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, but when the man wants to divulge and entertain himself with, say,
Mhm.
like me,
Or
shit. If I was
settling
a
down
man
or
there,
anything like that. Yeah, he should do that.
I'd
Definitely.
be like, yeah, I want a 19-year-old Ukrainian girl from fucking Kiev, and I want her at the Westin in Seattle, and I want her to wear her favorite cologne, and I want her to massage me when I get to the room, and I want to have a decent conversation. See, that's
Mhm.
not hard. That's not a lot to ask these girls.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Nobody's gonna turn down a 19-year-old Canadian. I mean, 19-year-old Ukrainian. Nobody.
Nah, I don't think so.
He said, "No, I don't think so." I mean, don't worry, guys. I have I'm actually making a a passport video soon about defending our passport brothers soon because like
Oh, I like to be on that stream, brother. So,
definitely you can definitely come on. Like I said, I'm just prepping for it right now, but I think I might like try to knock it out either this week or next week, more often than not.
yeah,
'Cause,
yeah. Plug it in, brother. In fact, now that we up here too, I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be hooking up with Soul Shader.
oh yeah, show Shader, man,
Around.
dude, let me know when you hook up with brother the BSP, man, because I can't wait to tell me your experience for y'all two chilling each other. It's like awesome,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. We're gonna hook up in a place called
Yeah.
Bellevue. I don't think Soul Shader's been to Bellevue. They got some pretty nice eateries over there, and it's a nice place to hang out. Little eye candy over there, which is better than Seattle, because it's all in a condensed area as compared to Seattle, where it's kind of spread out and kind of quirky and kind of gorky and kind of like what's that, grungy. I fucking hate grunge.
Yeah, I do too.
I
Hey,
hate it.
Soul
The
Shader,
word,
why don't you call
the
in?
term doesn't sound good.
Call in if you
I'm
can,
just,
Soul Shader.
huh?
Mm.
No, I was telling Soul Shader to call in if you can.
Yeah, yeah. I was looking for him on the panel because, see, yeah, it's horrible because I seen this girl in Costco today, and I was like, oh my God, look at all these tattoos and red hair on this girl.
Oh gosh.
Honestly, I'll be real. Yo. At one point when I was younger, I used to think having one tat, at least on the back of your arm or something like that, or like behind the back of your neck was like sexy at one point. But when it got to the point where you do it all over your entire body, like you're something to hang on my wall, not even a person.
Yes,
I mean,
you might
these
as well
That's
get
women.
a
what came to my mind
thumbtack.
when I saw that, and I'm an artist, and I knew off rip, not a woman. You're a piece of art I could just hang on the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
these
when they
women.
I
get
mean, that might
old, it
sound
looks
crazy,
bad.
but that's what came to my brain. Like literally, the first thing that came to my head, I was like, okay.
Yeah, a lot of these
That's not
women are
sexy at
just.
all. It's just okay,
It's
you're taking it too far.
they're going crazy. I mean, sleeves. That is the worst turnoff. Is a full sleeve on a woman, and she's got her leg all sleeved up as well. I mean, god damn, come on.
Not
Where's
bringing
the
that woman to my mom.
all?
Crazy. My
Nope.
mom, yo, mom will probably be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just not. It's just
Remember, this is a lady trying
distasteful.
to bring me your mom, and I'm like, and she's got she got sleeves, legs, and then all this all over her entire body. I'm just
Mhm.
like, first of all, anything the entire body, you might as well not get. Please don't get married to that woman, yo, because what you go see is majority tattoos. I promise you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I,
In
I
that
I don't
dress,
understand it myself. I'm like, I
and
mean,
it's
I get it.
I
Everybody
can't.
has the right to do whatever, choose what they like to choose.
Yeah,
But I, I,
but
I just
don't
think
go
it's just,
overboard, is what you're saying, and I know what you
yes,
mean.
they just seem to
See,
like,
it's okay if it's just one, like, in a non-seeable place, like, I say, like, somewhere in the back, like, where mine is, because people can't really even see mine because it's a pentagram on my back. So that's
or if
all.
she's got one like
the
inside of
tramp
her
stamp.
thigh, like right near the
Yeah,
box.
or
Yeah, then that's weird.
right above her ass, like right down above her back or below
Yeah.
her back, I should say.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, that's
Something
it.
small.
You
Something
know?
small like a heart or a
Yeah,
rose, that's
yeah,
fine.
Yeah, part of a
But when
exactly.
rose.
it gets, like I said, gets overboard and stuff, I'm like, "Alright, gotcha."
Oh, brother, what is the deal with these bonnets? I'm seeing brothers wear bonnets.
Yo,
Yeah,
listen, you hear
bonnets.
something
What is up
funny,
with?
brother
Okay, let me
Mufafa?
look at this.
The bo
Woman with a bonnet.
I saw a lady, oh, damn it. She was walking her dog with a bonnet on it. I was just like, "Yo, I
Yeah.
saw this shit. This shit."
Oh my
I was like,
goodness.
"Bro, Kevin Samuels." I was like, "Bro, Kevin Samuels, yo, you was pardon my French, you were fucking right."
Yeah.
Yo,
The
the
bonnet
rise of
business.
Oh
the bonnet
yeah, I know
brand
what
is
you're talking
real.
about. The one like, yeah, I see Monique wearing one, unapologetic for telling black women not to, yeah, That's
I'm sorry.
disgusting,
It's one
man.
thing. It's one thing when it's in their house. That's fine. But outside, like it's just like, yo, you see it in grocery stores. You see it
Oh, all
on
the
the freaking
time.
like in the park. It's just holy shit. Dude, I'm
Oh,
doing my job. Remember, this isn't even my area. This is I was working. I was just working like just 2 days ago, and I saw that. I was like, yo, like Kevin said, it was right in my head when he said, "Rise, the Blinded Clan on the rise." Remember when he said that on one of them streams of his, and I'm like,
yep.
I was like, "That's fucking right."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
He's shit. Like you
that
can't
is
get away from it.
that
It
is
was one
not
thing when it was Big Shirley, but bodies, I was like, yo, it's too much.
that is not meant to be an accessory to an
Uh,
outfit
I don't give a.
outside of the
I'm be
house.
honest, like black women don't give a damn. I'm gonna
No,
be real. They don't.
no, brother. And I know what they're thinking, man. I just don't know what they're thinking.
I haven't even. You know what's so funny? And even an African woman knows to wrap her hair. She knows to wrap her hair, but not. She does not use a body. But Jesus, it's crazy. But at least it looks like an accessory because that's what more of an African woman would wear. This, she, yo, it just, you know what it screams to me? Lazy, 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 lazy.
Yep. Times 3.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we got Soul Shader up in here, brothers.
Oh, right on, right on.
Shader, let's
And
go.
you get the passport on there with that picture.
What's
Okay.
up, guys? What's up?
What's
What
going
up,
going
on?
on?
passport, brother? We'll be hooking up in a couple weeks, dog. What's going on, baby?
Yes, sir. Just trying to stay warm. You know how it is here.
Oh, it's cold
Washington,
over there?
cold as fuck.
Wait, where are you now?
I'm in Everett now.
Where's he at?
He freezing his ass off up there in
Everett.
Everett on those boats.
Oh, yeah. He on the boat. Yeah, you gonna be cold. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
It's nighttime. Yeah, it's gonna be cold.
Shit, I thought I had it
On the
crazy
water?
out
Yeah.
here in Wisconsin.
Yo,
I'm just trying to
wait,
keep
wait,
warm.
wait, brother. You're in Wisconsin?
Who, me? Yeah, I'm in
Ah.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
do you live over there or just visiting?
Who, me? No, I live here, man.
Oh,
Shit.
oh, oh, oh.
It was like
Now,
a couple weeks
Mufasa's up
ago.
in WI, man. You know what's funny? This winter, man, is funny because I kind of thought winter was over a couple weeks ago for a minute because it was warm. But then all of a sudden, that hawk just came out of nowhere, dog.
Yep.
Shit.
We had that
Bruh,
shit last week.
just
My
today
friend
it was
said he
raining
came in
hail.
like for 60
Just
cold.
today.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah, we had
Oh.
hail down here too in Buckaboo, man. I was like, damn.
Hey, you ain't felt no shit until you felt 35 below zero.
This was yeah.
Damn.
Terrible.
That's when
Damn.
your
Wait,
skin freezes when you walk out.
yo,
Nothing's covered.
I gotta ask: Does the Midwest really get that cold like the North? I really
Yeah.
gotta ask.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
Listen. I'm ignorant. I haven't been to the Midwest as much.
Yeah, it
Yo,
gets cold, brother. Let me tell you. Like I said, 35 below zero, that's freezing cold.
It got that. It got
pretty
like
much
that
in
in
the North
Wisconsin.
at that point.
What's that?
It got like that in Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh, yeah, man. It was bitter cold. I mean, that's the shit where, like I said, if you have skin exposed for less than or more than 5 minutes, it's a wrap. You got frostbite.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
Damn.
bitter cold. Yeah. So Soul Share, what do you think about the topic tonight, brother?
Can you explain what the topic is again? Because I kind of like just got in here. Okay, so do high value men pay?
Okay, so Soul Shader, yeah. So brother, we talking about do high value men pay for escort women? And the answer to your question to that question is yes.
Yeah, of course. Of course
Mhm.
we do.
But the reason why we brought the stream up is because I was on the manosphere going back and forth. I seen all these threads come through, and people were talking about women, about how, okay, this, that, the other. And I saw pictures of women, but I never seen any receipts. What I'm saying, but when I want to see a receipt is, okay, great, you showing me pictures of a woman, but are you with the woman?
Right.
Right.
Like, see, DT, I've seen pictures of him with women that he's talked about and been with, but I don't see any pictures of anybody else up there. And then you got people up there saying, okay, well, I don't need to do this and do that. Well, I got up there and said, well, look, brothers, I mean, you can't just judge one woman for a whole country. You can't just go by what you
Yeah.
hear and see. You got to get over there and experience it for yourself.
Right.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, I wasn't trying to point fingers at nobody, nothing like that. I'm just trying to let people know, hey, man, this is what you got to do. You just can't get up there and talk shit and never have had the experience about it. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just point blank. That's just the truth. You know.
Yep.
Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't talk about women in Colombia. I've never been to the damn Colombia. I don't know nothing about Colombia. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, and then also too associated. The reason why I wanted to do this stream is because I was thinking, look, when brothers make $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year and they're living in the U.S., but they want to go overseas, what are they doing sexually while they living in the U.S. because they can't go overseas all the time? What are they doing? Because if they're not having any sex, that makes absolutely no sense to me when you have all that money and the means to have sex, but you're not, and you're a man.
Yeah,
See,
it's
we
sad.
are all raised under this Western bullshit white society that is overrating sex. We're
Mhm.
African men of
Exactly.
African descent. You're supposed to be fucking, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in our bloodstream.
That's in our stream. We got African men of African descent over here picking up European traits on sexuality.
Yep.
Which is
Wow.
bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Yeah,
that's what
it's
I'm saying.
not
So a lot of,
healthy.
huh?
I said it's not healthy at all for
It's
us.
not healthy.
No.
A man should be sowing his royal fucking oats.
Yep. All the
And
time.
and
Straight.
the man that is sexy is a better man. When you're sexy, it's facts. You are a better man.
Yeah.
The most powerful men in the world have had great sexual appetites.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I also think this is probably the reason why, like, with the stigma when it comes to sex. I think the reason why they have it like that is because they can profit off of it. This is why the prawn industry is so fucking big, because they know if they can get dudes to pay a subscription on the hub, and
Yes.
it's OnlyFans and all this crap, and
Yep.
it gives, they can just get more money out of dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. And they know a lot of cats will pay that. And that's the thing. I don't know what the hell is going on out here, man. It's just getting crazier by the day. I mean, you're looking at, like, I don't know if you cats have seen, did you see the new Vogue cover with Rihanna?
Yeah, that
Um,
shit's whack.
and it's whacked and a motherfucker. She's dragging him. Basically, she's leading him by his hand. He's holding the baby. He's got on some, shit that some kind of vest that looks like
Oh,
he
and
getting
it's
ready.
that Rocky.
Yes, Rocky. Yes,
Oh
yes.
man.
And did you notice on that picture that she was raised up higher, so she was much bigger in the frame, and
Yeah, that was
she's
crazy.
that was crazy, and she's leading him like, "Here, follow me. I'm the leader in this relationship."
Like he's some
You know?
sort of dog.
Yes, and you're the simp. It's crazy, bro. And then who's the brother that's supposed to play in the Rocky movie? I don't know if you saw that picture on Ebony of all magazines.
Oh no. No.
I mean, they've got him sitting up there puckered with the Botox lips, making the pucker, the kissy look. You know what I mean? Just looking. Oh man, I'm like, come on, man. What the? See, Hollywood is turning these cats out. They're turning these brothers out, man. It's messed up.
Yeah, I don't like it, man. And then they expect us to be in that role. And just like what happened to me today when I was in Costco, when I was walking up through the aisles, and then this lady had stopped, man, and she was getting something, sampling some food. She had her cart all in the way, and there was a trash can on the right, so I couldn't get through because she had it blocked off. So I was like, I just, oh, excuse me, I just kind of moved my hand. There was a white girl, man, with another one, older one. She went off on me, man. She said, "Why the fuck should I be moving out of the way? You fucking, So I said, "What?" So I was kind of blown away. Normally I would try to ignore it, but I said, "That's because you need to get your ass out the way. You see me coming through." Is what I do. I just went off, and I
That was
said, "That's why you don't have
Right.
a man. That's why you don't have a man." That's what I looked at her. But in hindsight, what I should have done is I just should have ignored her because she was probably mental. And she probably would have gotten me in
Yeah.
some stupid trouble, which you don't need that kind of shit, man. You really don't. So what I
right.
next time I'll come across that, I'll be like, okay, let me just go on. All right, I'm just trying to get through the aisle. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get through the aisle. you know. But it's just hard because she thought I was a simp. She thought I was just going to simp out
Yeah.
on,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But she was shocked, and then when she saw me again walking around her, she didn't have nothing to say to me because she knew she better shut the fuck up because I would have told her some other shit at the time, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like DT was saying, sometimes you can't ignore it. Sometimes you got to confront it.
Yeah.
'Cause she wasn't, even though she was running her fat mouth, she wasn't moving. And all I really cared was the bitch to get out my way,
Right. Right.
you know? Like Ludacris, move, bitch, get out the way, get out the way, you know? And the ladies might get up in there. I'm not saying you ladies are bitches, but if a lady gonna treat me like that, she a bitch. And that's
Yeah,
the way
that's
she
right.
be calling out,
Exactly.
you know.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
even a woman would say she's being a bitch because everybody was looking at her like, "What's up with this bitch?" You know. So redheaded old ass white lady, disgusting as hell, and she gonna
And
come
she
out
don't even
and
know
jump
that
on
you
me
were
like
a
nothing.
veteran. That's what makes it so sad.
Is what?
She didn't even know that you were a veteran. And she talking
Yeah,
to you like that.
Right.
I couldn't
Exactly.
believe that, man. I was shocked because I never had that experience. I was like, "What the fuck? What you cussing me out for?" All I said was, "Excuse me." Well, you didn't like the way I move my hands? Oh, you the kind of bitch that's gonna give me reparations and then gonna tell me how to spend my money? That ain't free. We can
That's
spend our
true.
money any way we want.
That's true.
Don't tell them, you don't tell nobody something you owe them how to spend their money. You know?
You know?
Shit, if I want to throw $5 million down the street, I can throw it down the street. What does she care?
Right.
But no, but getting back to this subject, no, associate. That's why we brought it up, man, because I've been seeing, I know we got brothers that's gonna be making that kind of money, but my thing is this: brothers can make the money, but they don't know what to do with the money when they do have it.
Right, right. They don't. That's why
And
they
they
need to
being
get their
judged.
passports and get the hell out of here. That's what they need to be doing.
Well, you know what I used to say to my uncle Mike, who passed away with COVID 2 years ago. I love him to death, man. He's my favorite uncle. And he laughed when he came to stay with me in Japan and he heard this from the first time. And then he was using this term all the time. Because I used to always say, they need to get off their ass while they bullshitting. And that's the same thing I would say with these people. Y'all need to get your passports while you bullshitting.
Yeah. That's right.
That's what it
You
is.
see, and you know, a lot of cats, man, they haven't even been off the block. They haven't even been out their state. And that's the thing. And I usually try to promote to, you know, some of these younger brothers, like, listen, once you get a taste outside the matrix, your eyes will open, the veil is pulled back, and you can see clearly what's going on. You know,
Yeah.
you just got to
Yeah.
step out. You just got to get that pass.
Right.
It's
Yes,
crazy.
I did a video on my Tokyo 64 channel. I'm gonna drop the link in here, man. On it was on the what you call it? On the this just the daggone what's the word I'm looking for here? Drive-through station in
Mm,
the on the freeway in Japan. And it was nice, man. It was a really nice place to hang out. And
hmm,
you know, they had, you know, in Japan, the big thing in the vending machines too.
mm.
So yeah, I'll drop it in the comments sometime. I thought I was able to going to be able to reach it, but I can't
You
reach it
say
right now.
drive-through station. What do you mean when you say that?
I mean, like a rest stop.
Oh, yeah, yeah, like a yeah, Oasis or rest stop. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Oh, I think I just found it. Yeah, it's
Mhm,
it was a rest stop, and it was like just a service area, so it wasn't even really the big one yet. And they
mhm,
had all kinds of shit in there.
mm.
I was shocked. I was really shocked because I was like, "Damn, this is nice."
Mm,
So I did a video on it. I did like a 20-minute video on it, and it man, it was on. I'm
okay.
gonna I'm gonna drop the link right here. Where's it at? It's, let's see here. I'm just gonna drop that link in so the brothers can check it out later when they get a
Mm.
chance. But it was called a pit stop in Niigata.
Oh, Niigata. Okay, okay.
Yeah, and we were supposed to go to a rest stop But this was just a service, a pit stop area, and because we were rushing down to get to where we had to go, so that's why we couldn't really do it. But
Mm,
I just dropped a link in the chat, so
okay.
let's see it, man. But yeah, man, it was just one of those things, man, where I couldn't believe, like you said, people got to get out of this country to experience this. But it was so peaceful, man. It was just chill.
Yeah.
I didn't have to think about shit.
Hmm. Yeah. You think clearly when you leave the Matrix.
You do, man. You roll up and you like, man, you don't know, man. I got 3.5 months to leave this bitch. And I'll show you when I land in the Rita airport, man, for good. I'm gonna just look back and be like, take a deep ass exhale, be like,
Yep.
ah, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait until it's my turn. Man, I can't wait to get out of here myself.
So now, what do you do, Soul Shader? Did you say you're in the military?
The Navy.
Yeah, I work on a ship.
Oh, got you. Okay, so you're out in the water. You're out at sea right now.
Nah, we're back in port now.
Okay, got you. Okay, right on.
And you know how you was in the Army, DT. I was Air Force, but you know how they do the Navy? The Navy. You know how they like to like throw words on stuff, like enunciate shit. Like make it seem like it's bigger than it is. Where you at, man? I'm in the Navy. You know?
Navy, Navy.
N-A-V-Y, the Navy. But you know what, though, man? The Navy's a powerful motherfucker, dog. Don't let it fool
Oh
you.
yeah.
We got the
Hell
most
yeah.
powerful Navy in the world. I don't give a fuck what the Chinese
Yeah,
got. They might have the largest one. No, they ain't got shit on the U.S. Navy, dog.
Nah, they can't fuck with it.
They can't
Can't
fuck with
with
them subs.
Nah, those
We can wipe
ships.
their
So,
ass off the face of the earth in 15 fucking minutes.
so you're on a are you on one of the bigger ships?
nah, it's a smaller ship.
It is okay, but you've been on the bigger ones, I'm sure.
Slightly bigger, yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, man, those vessels are ridiculous. They're huge.
Dog, you want to know what was scary? When I
Uh-huh.
was in Pearl Harbor and I lived in Hawaii,
Mm,
and I believe my previous life, I actually bombed that motherfucker, man, because I always had these nightmares before when I was like, a plane was jumping out from under me because I was a Japanese pilot, shot down over Okinawa and shit. And
uh,
everywhere the Japanese been, for the most part in Asia, I've been, right, during World War II. So I had this real creepy feeling, man, that I was a Japanese pilot flying against the US and shit. But
mm,
you know what's funny, man? Is I went on the USS Missouri when I was at Pearl Harbor.
mhm.
And that motherfucker was scary because I actually stood on the spot where they signed the armistice to end the World War and shit in Tokyo Bay, man.
Oh,
September 45, MacArthur and the Japanese signed the surrender. And that ship, the whole ship, we were touring through the ship. You could feel the American power on that motherfucker, dog.
wow.
You could feel the shit. And they even had the dent from a kamikaze attack on the side of the boat and shit.
Damn. Yeah, that's
But
deep.
you could feel it, man. It was scary.
Hmm.
To think that you're standing in the spot where the whole fucking world was fighting a war and the war ended on that fucking spot, man.
Right, right.
It
Yeah.
was crazy, man.
Damn.
But yeah, the Navy's a bad motherfucker, dog. I wouldn't fuck with the Navy, man. You know, the 7th Fleet, they can talk all the shit they want. They can do this and do that, man. You roll up on these motherfuckers, you about ready to get shot the fuck out of the water.
Yeah,
Yup.
that's true. That is true. Nice. So yeah, have you been outside? So you've been other countries, obviously, right? Soul Shader.
Yeah. I already went to my first one. I just recently got back from Mexico.
Okay, okay, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mexico's a good time. Been all over Mexico. Yeah, I want to get out to Costa Rica and Panama and some other spots. Obviously Japan next year, but yeah, Philippines, hit them all up. Romania, ooh, a lot of good stuff in Romania. I'm hearing. Yeah. So, BSP, you still there?
My bad, brothers. I was on mute. I didn't know I muted myself. You know what's going to happen, right? So Shady going to get his ass over to Subic motherfucking Bay, Philippines.
Yup.
Oh,
Yes, I can.
Dog, let me
when
tell you
you-
about the Philippines.
damn.
I went to Clark 4 times, Clark Air Base, Philippines, man. Man, they say when my first thing I ever learned about the Philippines, and I looked at the tour book. The first thing in the book they said was sex is the major incentive in the Philippines.
Ooh,
That's the first fucking thing in the book.
Wow.
damn. No shit.
Yup.
Huh.
Yeah, man. And I'm not saying Filipinos are easy because they're not. But all I'm saying is that the entertainment sections around the military installations have a accelerated way of getting you to where you need to go. Let's put it that way.
Right. Nah,
The
makes sense.
military way of saying it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so, because you know the Chinese are showing their ass, so we need to open up the Philippines again.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
But brothers, I'm gonna have to end the stream, man. It's been fun, man. It's been fun. I hope the brothers know and get a lot out of it. I'm gonna do a makeover by adding some background music on it because I thought I had it on there, but I didn't hear any on. Nothing was playing on this particular screen the whole time because I got my headphones hooked up to my laptop, but I'm hearing other music, but I'm hearing you guys, but the music I need to hear is not playing on the video that I'm doing. So I can
Hmm.
edit it in, man, when I get done. So, but brothers, man, it's been fun, man. Soul Shader, I can't wait to hook up with you in a couple weeks, brother.
You
DT,
too,
can't
bro.
wait to see you again, man.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt,
NT,
brother.
Mr. International, thank you for your comments. It's been fun. Johnny Walker,
Joshi.
thanks. It's been good, brothers.
I'll make
Yes,
sure to
yes.
catch the replay. See you
Yup.
guys later.
Hit the
All right.
replay, brothers. Talk to y'all later, man. Much love from my black men, brothers. Don't forget, do high value men pay? Not only do they pay, but fuck yeah, they pay.
They pay heavy.
They pay heavy. Write the check, bitches. Pay
That's
for it.
right.
It's worth it.
Drop that card.
Drop that black card, platinum, gold, whatever you want to drop. Drop it
Drop
and
it.
pay for it.
Peace out, brother. Peace out.
brothers.